Hey everybody, what's up? This is Mr. Extrodin back with yet another video. I'm not alone, as you can see. I'm with Rob Sibeko, a director, a writer. He has written, I believe, 3 books already, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. 4.
I've published 4, yes.
Published 4. There's Jin's War, there's Bludgeon Ball, there's what's the other one again, Rob?
Bludgeon Ball 2 and then Heist.
Heist and Bludgeon Ball 2. Yeah, so do check out his stuff. I'll leave link in the descriptions below. Jin's was the latest one that came out recently. It's only $50, and you can get it on Google Play or the ice. Is it ice?
iTunes, iStore, yeah.
Yeah. And we have Lady Robzy. She's back. Special guest. Last time she was with us when we did The Lion King. So this time she's with us when we're doing Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone or the Sorcerer's Stone, depending on, I guess, which version that you're familiar with. And we have her cat. I forgot the name of the cat.
Crookshanks.
Who?
Elsa.
Thanks.
No, not Crookshanks. That's the cat from the movie. Say it again.
Elsa.
Yes. Actually, a friend of mine actually did a comment. Was like, "Whoa, wait, is the cat commenting about Simba or something?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, what are you?
He's gonna comment about Crookshanks is only in the 3rd movie. Or the 2nd one.
Who was missing in the? Was it in Azkaban? Was he missing in Azkaban?
No, it was.
Oh, that was Scabbers the rat.
No, not Goblet of Fire. Sorry, Prison of Azkaban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you talking about like which animal was missing?
Crookshanks. Crookshanks. No, the toad went missing. The toad's name is
Trevor.
Trevor, yes.
Trevor went missing?
Yes, Trevor went missing, and people thought Crookshanks ate Trevor, which is why Hermione and Ron beef. It's a lot worse in the books, but yeah.
When are you gonna post the? Have you posted it yet? The Lion King one on YouTube?
No, not. Oh yes, I have. It's coming out on the 27th on one channel, and then it's coming out on the 28th on another.
You have 2 channels?
Yes, I actually have 4. Yeah.
He's on a mission.
Yeah.
I also like someone commented saying like Usopp blasphemy. I'm like, yes.
Okay, so just some casting and trivia like we normally do. Okay, this is the first movie that was directed by Chris Columbus. We've spoken about Chris Columbus last week. But yeah, it came out in the year 2001. And it has a running time of 152 minutes. It had a budget of 125 million, and it made 1.24 billion at the box office. And the cast has Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter, Rupert Grint as Ron Weasley, Emma Watson as Hermione Granger, John Cleese as Nellie Headless Nick, Robbie Coltrane as Rubus Hagrid, Warwick Davis as Phyllis Flitwick, Richard Griffiths as Vernon Darcy. Yeah. Oh, Darsley. Yeah, okay. And then Richard Harris as Albus Dumbledore, which I consider the best version of Dumbledore in my opinion.
Yes, he is.
Ian Hart as Quirrell.
There's a Quirrell.
Oh, Quirrell, yeah.
Quirrell.
And then we have John Hurt as Mr. Ollivander. We also have Alan Rickman as Severus Snape. We have Fiona Shaw as Petunia Dursley. And then we have Maggie Smith as Professor McGonagall. Yes. And then we have Julie Walters as Molly Weasley. So just to mention maybe a few of them, obviously Daniel Radcliffe, I think this is his breakout role, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I mean, he was
in Oliver Twist as a kid.
Before Harry Potter?
Yes.
Well,
David Copperfield. David Copperfield.
As what?
As what?
A fetus? How?
It must have been Oliver Twist. Is there a way to Google this? Wait, I'm on IMDb. Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, it's David Copperfield as young David. So he played as David Copperfield,
And I'm sure he was in Oliver Twist too. I'm sure.
But it makes, because you know what? It makes sense because his acting in this first film is impeccable, eh? So clearly he
he's the best of the three. Yeah, he's the best of the three. Let's put it like that.
Right. I mean, and it's not even like those other ones are horrible. It's just that he's really good.
Yeah. Okay, look, Hermione. They told Hermione to open her mouth a lot and pronounce her words really hard. Do you know what I mean?
I think that was deliberate because she was smart. I could be wrong though.
I was talking to my best friend today that we're doing this podcast thing, and she's like, I was just thinking about like how their acting has changed through the years. That they were so cringy in the first one.
The first one they are cringe.
I'm Hermione Granger.
Granger. And like the vowels.
I don't know, man. I love the young Hermione the most.
They're kids. They're they're good.
By the way, you've got dirt on your nose. Like
like she's like, do you know?
I think that was deliberate because she's a smart character, so obviously she has to be a bit pompous or whatever. I don't know.
You know she's a smart character when they slam the book down, like here for some light reading.
Yeah, light, and then she looks at Ron like.
That was one of the dirtiest looks I've ever seen another human being give. Like that was a grown-ass woman look. It's one of my favorite looks in film. That was some Samuel L. Jackson staring right there. Just
yeah, and then he was in The Woman in Black, Swiss Army Man, Now You See Me Too, The Lost City,
Escape from Pretoria, where he's a South African.
Oh yeah, and also Kill Your Darlings.
Yes.
And then Weird Al Yankovic in the musical Weird Al, the Al Yankovic story. I think it's about that guy who does parody music.
Yes, it's the parody guy, and it's a parody documentary.
Yes.
It's very meta.
I have something to show you guys. I'll be right back. It's kind of a collectible. Well, it is, because you'll see, and it's to do with this.
Okay.
Also, I'm wearing shorts, so I just want to think of this.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be right back.
So I want to make it a different video.
That was like an invisibility cloak moment.
Yep.
I don't know if I should continue with the cast so long.
Yeah, go with the cast though. Yeah. Okay,
so we have Rupert Grint. He was in Thunderpants, Driving Lessons, Cherry Comb, Wild Target, Moonwalkers, Into the White, Mojo, Sick Note. I don't know if you've watched Sick Note. It's funny. It's really good, actually.
Yeah.
Charlie Countryman. Sick Note is really good. I enjoyed it.
I think his last one might be Knock in the Cabin, maybe? I don't know.
Pardon?
A Knock at the Cabin might be his biggest movie, I think.
A Knock in the Cabin?
Yes.
Is that the one with Batista?
Yes, Batista, yeah.
Oh, he was in it?
Yes. He's one of the people. He's one of the 4 people.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Okay, then I guess it wasn't that big a role then.
Wait, wouldn't Ron Weasley be his biggest role?
Well, obviously, I'm talking about outside of Harry, of course.
Oh, no, I haven't watched that movie yet. That's why I didn't realize.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then you have Emma Watson.
Oh, yes.
I think she's probably considered to be one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood. Am I lying?
I feel like it's changed, but and maybe in the last maybe 5 years ago, I feel like yes, no question, no doubt.
Yeah. Oh, because now you have people like Emilia Clarke and Florence Pugh and.
But so many people.
Hey, dude, the list never ends. Eh? There's always new people coming in.
And I feel like Luna Lovegood has turned things around. like she is beautiful, dude.
Is it?
Yeah. Gosh, I wonder if I can. God, and she won't be in this movie. I'll have to find her in a different one.
In the later ones, yeah.
Exactly.
So obviously she was Belle in Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
She was in Little Women.
If you say.
She was in what's that movie? This is the end?
Yes, that's the funniest role. That is her funniest role.
She was also
my
in
God.
I think it's called the Circle. Yeah, the Circle. Was she in the Circle? And the one about where the people rob the celebrities' houses, and she was a party girl.
Are you sure? I know what she's talking about. It's what the hell is it called again?
I really liked it.
I don't know. There's Bling Ring. I don't know if this is the one.
Yes.
About.
Yes. Bling Ring. That's it.
Oh, okay. And then
it's so good.
The Perks of Being a Wallflower. The
Perks
Perks
of Being a Wallflower. That's the one I know her most for. Yes.
Oh, and then Ballet Shoes. And then she was also in My Week with Marilyn.
So, yeah, I don't think that one did too well. Yeah, Bling Ring. She was in there. Oh.
I wonder who the richest one is between the three. Hey, because I feel like she probably is.
Well, Emma, she ditched acting to do to study a degree. I know that. That's why you haven't seen her that much.
Yes.
A lot of charity work. I feel like I want to say it's Harry.
It's Daniel, no?
Yeah, I think it's Daniel.
Because I think she might be number 2. The reason I think she might be number because that Beauty and the Beast gig was not a joke at all. Yeah. Like she made a lot of money from that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was one movie, and like in terms of consistency, Harry has actually had a lot of big roles. I mean,
yeah, no, 100%. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Movies, but definitely in terms of continuous work.
Yeah, but I don't think any role that he's gonna play will ever eclipse Harry Potter. Eh?
Well, it's a bit unfair to compare the two, but at the same time, it could. I mean, look at Harrison Ford. Like, I feel like Daniel Radcliffe should have been our generation's Harrison Ford if you think about his reign.
Oh, right.
I mean,
yeah, but now it seems like they're trying to make Tom Holland that right?
Holland. The thing is, everything he's done is flopped. Have you seen, like, someone did a thing on IMDb where it's like one fresh and then everything else is rotten. It's horrifying. It's
like Spider-Man is his biggest role, but I think if those movies did not flop, then he probably would have been either a Tom Cruise or a Harrison Ford of our time.
He's post-alcohol Robert Downey Jr. If his movies didn't suck.
Yeah.
Even Uncharted, which is a home run, that's me throwing the ball underarm at you, and you have to hit it, and then you miss.
And it sucked still.
Dog, everyone sucked.
Jeez.
Why would you? Do you know the Uncharted series?
No, I've heard about it, but I've never.
Okay, well, Nathan Drake is basically our age. Do you know what I mean? And Tom Holland looks like a young kid the whole time. So, having us do young Tom Holland, dog. Okay, there's one way where it could make sense because you see what happens, right? In the fourth game. Mm-hmm. Like it turns out that Nathan Drake has a younger brother, right? And they do a couple scenes of him and the younger brother before the younger brother disappears, right?
Right.
They could have maybe done that, but they didn't do that. They tried to do Uncharted 1, but with younger. They were like, we don't trust our audience, so let's have a super young person be the lead character, and that'll be fine. And it didn't work. Yeah, because apparently. This is those type of projects that have been in development for too long and people coming in and leaving. Because who's this guy? Mark Wahlberg was approached to play the character a long time ago. Yes.
But then, whatever. Something went wrong. And then they called him again, and he thought he was gonna play.
Yes, I saw this interview, yeah, where he's like, I've got Jack Nicholson. I was like, I've got some actors in mind. And they were like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about, bro? You're the older one. He's like, huh?
Like, that's painful, man. It's like when a kid calls you sir for the first time.
Yeah. Charlize Theron said the same thing. Like, she was approached to play Wonder Woman's mom in Wonder Woman. And she thought she was gonna play Wonder Woman, and then that's when she realized, oh, my time has come. I'm no longer playing lead roles now. I'm like the
I'm not
mom.
chosen one anymore. I'm not Furiosa anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Robzy, I think you wanted to show us something.
Oh, is she back?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
So
Dude,
it's
that is the OG Dumbledore, eh?
Yep.
At the back there. This is my favorite version of Dumbledore.
yeah, he was so loving and caring. Also, this edition came out in it says 1997, but it also shows 2000. So
Wow, when did you get that? Did you get
it's
it
not
when you
a
were a
first
kid?
edition. I think I got it like a long time ago. I think I got it when the book just came out. I would get it like after each year. And I've got a lot. I'm missing the 5th book, and I've got the 2nd book that's got the original cover. I have a different edition of the 3rd one. The 4th one I bought at a bookstore when it came out after a couple years, let's say 3 years. And then the 6th one I got on release, and the 7th one I got on release.
Oh, that's really cool, man. Wow.
I haven't read them in forever though. I think I should change that.
I'm still on the first one.
Really?
And now that I've watched this one, I'm like, there's so much information that was omitted from these movies, man.
Oh, yeah. And they crammed a lot, but it still was too much. It's so funny. I started on the 4th book and I went from there till the end. I almost failed my exam, my grade 11 exams, because I was reading every single book instead of studying. So I would read until 4 o'clock in the morning. Then it's time to write.
I understand. I've been through something similar when I was reading Death Note, the manga.
Oh, yeah?
I was supposed to. I had my last course, marketing concepts. And I failed it because I was busy reading. I was busy reading about L and Kira and.
I went through similar too, but for my matric exams, I was just binge watching all of Desperate Housewives, and I passed.
Nice. Desperate Housewives is an interesting one.
Yeah, look, those were good sacrifices, you know, Lynette Scarborough and. Desperate Housewives was really good. Yeah. But anyway, maybe let me just continue with just a few people. Alan Rickman, already spoken about him before, that he was in Die Hard, and then we also mentioned that he was in Love Actually.
Yes.
We also mentioned that he was in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes.
He was in Dogma.
Yes, he was. Was he an angel or something like that, right?
I haven't seen that one, eh?
What? He was in Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, he was also in Sweeney Todd, yeah. The Demon of Barbers.
You haven't seen Dogma?
I haven't seen Dogma, bro. I know. I think he was also in. He was also in Perfume. Remember Perfume?
Yes. I never actually watched that one, but I know it.
You haven't watched Perfume?
It's not the same. Don't you dare. Why do you even know Kevin James? What's his name?
Kevin Smith.
Why? Like, that's his movie.
I know. And this is when Affleck and Matt Damon were doing their own movies, remember? Like after they won Good Will Hunting, they started doing like their own films, which is something that they're doing now, funny enough. Like after they released Air, they're going back to that now. Because they have a production company or something like that. I don't know. Yeah.
All these actors have production companies.
Yeah.
Will Smith has his own one where he's got the license for Karate Kid.
Is it Overbrook?
I think that's what it's called, yes. And then the more interesting one that I saw was Scarlett Johansson has her own one. I forgot what it's called though. Shit.
I
'Cause
think Drew Barrymore had Sunflower Films or something like that.
I think so, yeah. But the IPs they have is what's interesting. You know what I mean? Like they have some really IPs.
Because I think Drew Barrymore had Charlie's Angels for a while.
Ooh, I did
I
not
think
know that. Yeah,
I could be mistaken, but I think she's the one. She was like the
could be
brains
right.
behind the Charlie's Angels thing. And then obviously you have Adam Sandler with Happy Madison.
Yes, Happy Madison. I think that's probably the biggest one. I think out of all of them. Like
Yeah.
that man, just Netflix money, just in the vein.
Hey, dude. Yeah. No, he's doing amazing stuff, man. I feel like he's like the Leon Schuster of America, though. You know,
Yes, he is.
right?
Leon Schuster's like, you know what? Let me just put on some makeup and just go do something. And then Adam Sandler's like, you know what? Let me just get some friends and go do something.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go to the same guys from SNL.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Class of 1990. Come,
Yeah.
guys, let's go make a movie.
Exactly. And then the lady who plays Professor McGonagall, I think she's in
Abby is the biggest one, I think.
Downton Abbey, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Best one.
Just give me a sec. Maggie Smith, Downton Abbey, My House in Umbria, the best exotic marigold hotel.
Yes.
The Secret Garden. She was in Othello. She was in Hook. Remember Hook?
Yes, the mother. Yes, she was the mother in Hook. Yes.
Death on the Nile, but the 1978 version.
Yeah, which we still need to do a comparison show. Remember, we still have to do that.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I think Italian Job is one of the stuff that we said we were gonna do.
Yes, the Italian Job, the Crusoe movies, so Death on the Nile, and the other one, Orient Express. So we have to do that as well.
Oriental Express, yes. Meta on the Oriental Express, yes.
Exactly, because remember, it's not Crusoe. Is it Crusoe, right? Yeah, it's all the same. Death on the Nile and Orient Express, same franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not sure if. Oh, and then you have Julie Walters. Julie Walters plays Ron's mom. She was in Mamma Mia. She was in Paddington, Calendar Girls. I want us to do Calendar Girls actually for some reason. Pick Up Your Ears. Oh, Prick Up Your Ears. Personal Services. West End. Yeah, I think most of them are British, eh?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
They keep it in the family, the Brits, sometimes, yeah.
And then I see that here, they say that Walters, Helen Mirren, are the only two actresses to have won an award 3 consecutive times. Walters is tied with Judi Dench for the most nomination in the category with 7.
Wow.
I just don't know. Wait, I just want to see.
And where's Meryl Streep in all of this?
No, I think this is because, I mean,
Are these BAFTAs?
The 3 people that I've mentioned here are British. Yes, the BAFTAs. The British Academy Television Award.
Yeah, BAFTA.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I think that should suffice, right?
Yeah, that should suffice.
I think there's only one person that I just want to mention. It's Richard Griffiths. He's the one that plays Harry's guardian.
Ah, yes, yes. Yes.
He was in Chariots of Fire.
There's also Zoe Wanamaker was Madam Hooch. She was in My Family.
Yeah.
Yes, and you know, funny enough, I've been wondering where she has been in the other movies because she was only in the first one.
Yeah. You never see Hooch again, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, that's so true.
I've been bothered by that thing for decades because I loved her in My Family. You know what I mean?
She's amazing in My Family. I grew up on My Family. Yeah.
Yeah, me too, man. And then we have Warwick Davis. He played an Ewok, Wicket the Ewok. He was in Willow. I think he played the title character Willow.
Mhm.
Um, and I think there's like, isn't there like a sequel or something of Willow? Wait.
Yeah, it's a TV series. It got cancelled.
Oh, it got cancelled.
Season. Yeah. Not only did it get cancelled, it got kicked off of Disney Plus. So that shows how well it did.
Oh, why?
It was cheaper to sell the licensing away, so they decided to just take it off and sell it to other companies, basically.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in the Princess Bride?
These are good questions. I'm not sure.
Oh, but he was in the Leprechaun. Leprechaun 2, Leprechaun 3, Leprechaun 4. In space. Guys, a Leprechaun in space?
Wait, aren't those stupid horror movies?
I have no idea.
I think
It
those
sounds
are,
like it.
yeah, those are those type of horror movies. Wasn't there one Leprechaun in the Hood?
I wouldn't know.
Leprechaun in the Hood. I'm telling you, that's peak horror movie right there.
That's so weird. Oh yeah, you're right. Leprechaun in the Hood. It was in 2000. What the hell? And then there's Leprechaun Back to the Hood.
Yeah, because it was so meme worthy that they were like, let's bring it back, guys. Let's bring it back.
What the hell? That is so crazy. But anyway, yeah, guys, that's as far as we can go, I guess, because otherwise.
Well,
Pardon?
he's in Hitchhiker as well, actually.
He was in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
As Marvin. I can't remember who Marvin is in Hitchhiker's Guide.
Oh.
Yeah, who knew? But yeah, anyway.
All right. Oh, he plays the android, Marvin, the paranoid android. He plays the role, but it's voiced by Alan Rickman.
Oh, like he's the physical robot.
Yeah, kind of like Frank Oz. You remember how Frank Oz, maybe Darth Vader would make more sense. Yeah.
All right.
And John Cleese, man, he's one of my favorite people ever. I think he was in Spud.
Faulty Towers is probably the best one, but
I
yes.
feel like Spud is one of those books I've always wanted to read but never really got to. And then they made a movie. I'm like, I'm gonna watch the movie, and I never got to watch it.
Yeah, it feels too late. You know what I mean? Like we missed it. It's not our generation anymore.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yep.
What's the movie that you spoke about now, or the series?
Faulty Towers.
Faulty Towers. Was it the series? Was it a sitcom?
British sitcom, yeah. Starring John Cleese as like a douchebag hotel manager.
Yes, I think I used to see like clips. Like he was very young at the time, right?
Oh yeah. Basically, wonder how tall he is, because now when he's fucking tall, like, is this man 6'6" or something? Like, it's crazy.
Jeez.
He's
And
weird.
I remember his role in Red Race. Do you guys remember Red Race?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I loved Rat Race. It was so funny.
It introduced me to Counting Crows. Hey, now you're a rock star.
No, that's not Counting Crows.
Sorry, it was Counting Crows.
Is it Smash Mouth? Is it Smash Mouth?
It's Smash Mouth, but
Somebody.
Oh my god.
Is it not Smash Mouth?
It is Smash Mouth.
I think it might be.
Yes.
Then who introduced Counting Crows? Is it Shrek?
So Counting Crows did Accidentally in Love for the second Shrek movie.
Okay. There we go. Yes. Smash Mouth is Rat Race. And then, there you go. Someone knows their. It's not punk. It's not punk. It's new age, right?
Yeah.
You know, I've been meaning to do a podcast about like early 2000 pop music, man.
Yep. If you're weird, you calling it pop, but yes, I agree. It would be a cool thing.
I feel like pop is more like a holistic, because I don't know what to call Evanescence. I don't know what to call Linkin Park.
Punk. Okay. Linkin Park would be considered alternative because it's a mix of hip hop and rock. So they call it alternative. So Limp Bizkit is also alternative.
Didn't they create their own genre? Didn't Limp Bizkit create their own genre or something?
No, we just call it alternative.
Okay. And then you have what's this? Avril. Avril is punk, right?
Avril Lavigne is punk, yeah.
Okay.
She would go on the same level as Weezer, and because I'm a punk rock fan. In fact, I got into a debate about whether or not Blink-182 is also in there, and then about
The
With each
Killers.
other. And yeah, the Killers, yeah. Let me put it like this. If you've played Burnout, if you've played SSX, if you've played a lot of PS2 games in that generation, then you know more about punk rock than you realize.
Right.
Anything by EA.
But then the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Huh? Red Hot
What's
Chili
the-
Peppers, oof, that's a tough one because they're not punk. There's nothing alternative about them. They're more like rock. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say they are rock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that was the stuff that I used to listen to back in the day.
of course, dude. That was the best shit.
Oh, I think just to mention one last thing before we get into it, John Williams was heavily involved
Yes.
with the score of this movie, and I think he's the one that makes this movie what it is in terms of
Yeah.
the ambiance and all of that.
And also the way it's used, I'll probably get into it more, but the way it's used as well also has a huge impact.
Right. I mean, the theme song, that dum 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 dum.
Yes.
That's him, right?
Yeah, that's all him.
Wow.
And then I think he gets replaced in the second one, but then he comes back for the rest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think they did change composers, like they changed directors.
I didn't know
feel
that.
like that.
But I guess
That's
for me,
what happens.
the second one is my least favorite, so maybe there's a.
Yeah, it's because what happens is, hey, first of all, he's expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine. Indiana Jones, Star Wars.
Dog.
Yeah.
But what they'll do is they'll deliberately keep the theme, and then there's this YouTube channel called Sideways where he explains how you can it's almost like Lego, where they take the songs into pieces, and
Yes.
then so the song stays. What was that? Anyway, yeah, the song, they break it up, and then it's still the same song, but they've changed a few things, and it sounds different, but it's still the same.
Right.
In your brain, it's the same, but in your head,
I get you. I think Avengers did the same thing.
yes.
We see you, Elsa. We see you. I think it's the same thing with Avengers.
Yes.
Because I know the da, 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 but in Age of Ultron it's a bit different.
Yes.
Slightly, yeah.
But they do something similar here as well, actually. It's very clever because what they'll do is they'll cut a piece, then they'll make it slower and they'll make it darker, and then it'll still be the same song, but because something dark is happening, it reflects it in a different way.
Oh.
And so you're like, okay, this is still Harry Potter, but something dark is about to happen right now. In fact, you'll kind of hear it a little bit in the opening when we start. But
Would you say it's the same? No, it's not the same thing with Titanic. I feel like with Titanic, James Cameron just took the same score and that chopped it up the entire movie.
Yeah. I actually think James Cameron doesn't actually care about sound as much as other artists. Like, he'll be like, that sounds great. And then he's like, I just put in a CD. I didn't actually compose anything.
I don't know about you two, but when I was watching this today, I could hear different voices from Daniel Radcliffe. You could tell that this was done in different takes. The reason I'm saying this is when it starts, his voice is still very soft. Like you can tell he was still young.
Yeah.
But sometimes in the movie, you can tell that his voice was about to break, if that makes sense.
That's
it's a small thing that I noticed.
Yeah, I guess because the filming took a while.
Yeah.
And don't forget, this is actually why they hire girls to play boys. In
animation.
Animation,
Yes.
because a boy's voice will break, and the girls won't.
That's when you see Arthur, for instance, and I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day.
Yeah.
So Arthur, hey Arnold, Recess.
Yes.
Yes.
They had to change voice actors a lot because of that.
Yes.
But then when you have something like The Simpsons, where you have what's that lady's name again?
Oh crap.
The blonde lady, I forgot her name now. What's her name again? Catherine, something, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Nancy Catherine?
Yes.
You're right. Yes.
Yeah. She's been voicing like Bart Simpson since
for the life of an actual boy. For the lifespan of an actual from birth to adulthood.
Exactly. I don't know if you guys have anything to say regard trivia-wise, but I think that's
I think that should cover it for now.
yeah.
I do add my own stuff later on.
Yeah.
But
Veronica Taylor.
Oh yeah,
She
Ash.
Ash many years ago. She was at Comic-Con last year, but she was so interactive with everybody. A lot of my friends got to meet her. I didn't get to, but I entered the casual cosplay competition and I was gonna go on stage and I was standing in line and she was on stage and I could just I could hear Ash like meters away. It was amazing.
Was she like Pikachu, Thunderbolt?
Something like that. It's more like, oh, thank you for having me, South Africa, here at Comic-Con. It's really cool.
She's
My
stopped.
friend,
Mhm.
Panda Mode, his name is Brainard. He's got a Ash cap, and then she signed it, and she said, Brainard, I choose you. And that was
nice.
awesome.
That is
Nice.
awesome.
I can send a picture. He won't mind, and then you can just add it in.
Cool.
It's really cool. He's so proud of it.
I would be like, I need you to write, you're the very best, like no one ever was on my.
or gotta catch them all or something.
It's so weird because she can use his voice wherever, but then when you see the newer voice actress for Ash, she's very limited on TikTok. She doesn't. It's like she's not allowed to use the voice. But Veronica can. Maybe it's because she's the oldest actress.
Maybe because I know I wanted to talk about her. That lady. I think she started with Master Quest around that time, and she was very young when she started that role.
All right.
But I don't know, man. When Veronica left, I don't know. A part of me just left with that show. Like it left with her. You know what I mean? Ash didn't sound the same anymore.
Yeah,
Even the story was different for me. I bet.
It's just really nice when you hear that voice meters away, and it's a voice you grew up with, and it's like, oh my god.
Yep.
So cool.
Yep.
I want to be a Pokemon master.
I would love to have heard the voice of Frieza at some point, but the poor guy died. That one made me sad.
No, but the first one is the lady. The original one was the lady.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a lady, and then when they did Kai, not Kai, what's this one?
Budokai. What are you trying to say?
No, Kai. Dragon Ball Kai. It was not the same lady. They replaced her with the guy you're talking about. I think he was also in Super, and then I think he passed away, and then they brought in another guy.
Okay.
Yeah, but the original was a lady.
And there's been multiple Krillins as well, right?
I think there's like 2 Krillins.
Yeah, because I know that one when I was a kid, I was like, this is not Krillin. This is a different voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who is this person?
No, but basically when Funimation? When they came in, yeah, the voices that we recognize today are from them. Like your Sean Schemmel as Goku and Christopher Sabat as Vegeta. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, that was a cool tangent. There's no Harry Potter, guys. There's no connection. Cool. Everyone ready? It's been an hour. Are we ready to start?
Let's go.
All right, cool. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone review. The opening scene begins with the classic Harry Potter theme. Then it cuts to a darker version as we see the street name of Privet Drive and an owl which flies away to a forest. Dumbledore comes out the forest, which is interesting because, like, did he turn into was he an owl? Can he transfigure it? But anyway, he comes out of the forest and we see a cat.
Dumbledore is a wizard, mother effer.
Dumbledore is being played by Richard Harris, best known for, Dumbledore and for playing English Bob in Unforgiven, and also the Count from and also playing the Count of Monte Cristo and Marcus Aurelius from The Gladiator, which he did. Count of Monte Cristo he did in 2002, and this movie is 2001, so it came out afterwards.
Wait, isn't Count of Monte Cristo done by Jim Caviezel?
Yes, not the Count. He's playing the old man that teaches him how to fight in the prison. Yeah.
I've only ever seen the French one.
You should watch the British one. It's not bad, actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
even Henry Cavill is in that one.
Yep. In my opinion,
Ooh.
it's a very good movie. It's hard to mess that movie up, in my opinion, because it's so
Yeah.
well done. But
Even Louis Gassman is in that movie.
Louis Guzman, community fans.
You know,
Oh, Gomez.
we used to say, my cousin and I, before we knew his name, we just used to say, dude, this guy's the best extra in the world. Like, he's just an extra in every movie, and he kills it every single time, dog.
But anyway, back to the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, we see Richard Harris. He pulls out a rod, which he uses to steal the light from the lamps. Now it's very interesting how little light is, how big the rod is, because it will not look the same at the end of the series. If you actually think about the final movie, and the
one.
no, the rod, that thing that he's holding that sucks up the light, it's called a deluminator. It's technically the same one that's supposed to be at the end of the movie, at the end of the 7th book, the one they used to run.
Okay.
But it's clearly very different. Like, I don't know if they're gonna say the technology changed, but it's supposed to be the same one.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you remember the 7th book movie?
I remember the movie, but I don't remember the rod.
7th and 8th.
Do you remember? Yes. Remember when Ron leaves?
In the 7th or the 8th?
Please.
8th.
So casual. when he gets so angry, he storms out.
Yep, and says the worst things ever.
Ooh.
You don't understand. You don't have a family. And I was like, Jesus, Ron.
No, honestly speaking, I didn't like Ron that much. Like, from like book 4 going forward, for me, it just
He
was
randomly
like an
tells Harry to piss off.
angry teenager dog. Like, he was just telling Harry nonsense the whole time. It was like the new Malfoy. I was like, what's your problem?
Dog. They were all angry. Remember what they used to call Harry? They used to call him Caps Lock Harry. Was it the 5th book or the 6th book where they call him Caps Lock Harry, where he's just angry all the time, to the point where there's literally caps lock a lot in the thing. He's like yelling every time. But anyway, fun stuff. Anyway, yeah, cool. So fun trivia there. Anyway, he calls up Professor McGonagall, and the cat that we see earlier turns into Maggie Smith, an epic actor. She jumps right into exposition by asking about the rumors, and Dumbledore says the rumors are all true, and that Hagrid is bringing the boy.
Rumors are true, yeah.
Yep, you gotta love Dumbledore. He's like, yeah, no, it's all true.
Everything is all true.
Yep, let me not get into it. Everything is vague on purpose in order to use dialogue for character. So we kind of understand who everyone is, but at the same time setting up a mystery, because everything's like a half sentence. Yeah, the rumors. What rumors? Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And before we can even ponder on it too much, a light comes down from the sky, taking their attention. A motorbike floats down, and a giant man steps out. This is Hagrid, played by Robbie Coltrane. He died in 2020.
R.I.P., man.
Yep. By the way, Richard Harris died in 2002.
R.I.P. Richard.
Yeah. After his great movies, including the Chamber of Secrets, so he only had 2 movies.
But by the Chamber of Secrets, you can tell that it was not so lekker anymore.
Yeah. Funny enough, Robbie Coltrane, like a lot of his movies, you probably don't recognize him, but the one that blew my mind was he was Mr. Hyde in the Van Helsing movie. From the Hugh Jackman Van Helsing movie.
He was Mr. Hyde?
Yes.
Not Jekyll.
Yep.
That's cool.
Well, yeah. Like that, you wouldn't think that was him, but yeah. Anyway.
It wasn't. Oh, I thought it was someone else.
It's Robbie Coltrane, dude. He plays that thing. Yeah. Anyway, 3 minutes in, they're walking the baby. We hear exposition about the Dursleys, with McGonagall letting Dumbledore know, and the Dursleys are literally some of the worst people ever. But Dumbledore shuts that down by citing that even so, he's the only family he has. This is, of course, foreshadowing for the later books and movies, but can be seen in one way or over another. So it's got double meaning, that line. You know what I mean? Where he's like, it's the only family we have. You've seen the later ones, right? So you know the reason for it. Cool.
I think there's a line that I think maybe we skipped, but Professor McGonagall saying, "Do you trust Hagrid?" And he's like, "I
Yeah,
thought Hagrid
alive.
was alive."
Yeah, that's character. That's character stuff I was thinking about. Where like, you kind of get an idea who
Hagrid is.
and you get an idea who Dumbledore is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I guess you could say it's a don't judge a book by its cover thing, because
Exactly.
immediately when you see like a giant dude, you immediately think,
Yeah.
a dangerous person.
Yeah, giant dude on
It's
a
like a
tiny
giant
motorbike.
giant.
Yeah. She points out that the boy will be a legend, but Dumbledore says that's even more reason to keep him away from the world. We close on the scar on his forehead, which lights up, and we get a title and a match cut. For those who forgot, a match cut is when the cut closes on a certain image and then opens on a similar or exactly the same image, but with a new context.
Right.
So it closes on the scar and then opens on the scar when he's grown up. So
I
they
think
get
he was sleeping, right?
Yes. Well, yeah. So in a baby he's sleeping, and then a baby he's waking, and then an adult as a teenager is waking up. We get 4 minutes in, we get Harry being woken up in a stairway, being treated harshly by Mrs. Dursley, who's played by Fiona Snow. She's actually in a lot of iconic shows like Fleabag, Killing Eve, and even Andor.
Wait, Killing Eve, the one with Sandra Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know what she is in all these things, but she's, yeah. Anyway, in a short, somewhat hardcore scene, we get a layout of the lifestyle that Harry lives. His brother is a bully. His mother is harsh. His father is even harsher. We see multiple pictures of Dudley all over the place. We see a pile of presents. We see the most ungrateful brat that could ever exist as he cries over presents.
It's more uncle, aunts, and cousin
Yes.
than brother.
Yeah. I know.
It's kind of like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but this is like the Sour Prince of somewhere in Britain. I don't know where.
It's borderline Oliver Twist type shit right here. Yes.
Yeah.
Wild. It's clear that Dudley is the star and Harry is a pest, despite doing the work, because he's the one who makes them breakfast.
Yep.
Even as a kid. Dudley is played by Harry Melling, who is a whole other level of thin when he's grown up. Like, if you've seen him as a grown-up Dudley, he looks different. Him and Neville. Like,
and Longbottom, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Longbottom is like a dashing.
No, this nigga is... Nigga, I'm not swinging that way, but that nigga is beautiful. Like, that is
like, I'm straight to the core.
Get an insane glow up.
Even I feel like that dude got a glow up for days.
Dog! But yeah, he's been a theater actor. He was in his Dark Materials, The Queen's Gambit, and he's now in a recent movie with Christian Bale called The Pale Blue Eye. Anyway,
you could see even back then that kid has like some acting chops.
Yes, definitely.
If you could hate him with so little scenes, because it's not a lot of scenes that you see him in. You already hate his guts. That's amazing.
5 minutes with him, exactly.
Yeah.
Uncle Vernon is played by Richard Griffith, a legend who died in 2013.
R.I.P.
I had no idea. Anyway, the movie is moving lightning fast in a setup exposition, letting us know what we need visually, but does a great job of setting mystery as dialogue, as we only get half info all the time. We don't know what's happening, but we just get visuals. We see 1,000 pictures of the Dudleys. We see him being treated almost ridiculously harshly. Do you know what I mean? Like, not a kind word in sight. The man is literally 11 years old making grown people breakfast. Do you know what I mean? It's going for sharp and quick. It doesn't want to mess around. They're going on an outing. As they get into the car, Vernon turns to Harry, camera closes in, and says, "There better not be any funny business."
And sorry to cut you off, but because like I was saying, like I'm basically listening to the first one.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things that is not covered. Like for instance, that whole before you were talking about like Dumbledore taking out the light and whatever. There's a whole explanation about is it the crows? We don't get that here. And also, before they go to the zoo, it's about how Harry Potter could have gone to the neighbor's place, and then he's like he doesn't want to go there because she farts a lot or something. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and it's relevant again in the later books. Unfortunately, you don't find out about it until what, the 6th movie, I think.
Right, right.
Yeah, so that's funny. It's a setup there, so it kind of gives you an idea that maybe J.K. Rowling actually did know what was going to happen all the way into the final. Because she says that, like George Lucas also says that, but I don't fucking believe him. You know what I mean? Where he's like, A New Hope was book 4 from the start. I don't believe you. I think A New Hope was book 1.
I mean, he did have some ideas. I think he initially saw Obi-Wan fighting. You see the scene in the Revenge of the Sith. He already had an idea for that a long time ago, before he even created Luke,
Yeah.
because I think that was Anakin Starkiller at the time. But yeah, that's a story for another day.
Yes, and the story for another day. Yeah. Cool. Story is about magic, and we haven't actually seen any magic since the title sequence. And we know we're going on an outing, so there should be something happening. It's a nice little setup.
Right.
But just by the fact we're going on an outing and it's a book about anything about magic, and yet somehow we never see anything, so you know what's about to happen. So 6 minutes in, we go to the reptile exhibit. They beat down the glass. The Dursleys are beating on the glass, trying to make the snake active as they look at the snakes. Then they walk away bored. Harry talks to the snake, and as he talks about his life, emphasizing with not emphasis. What's the word? Empathy. Empathizing. There we go. Empathizing with the snake. The snake gets out. Sorry. What's it? The snake.
The snake responds.
There we go. Yes, and
Yeah.
he's talking to the snake, which of course we know is relevant in later books.
Yeah, because he okay, we'll get there. Because he should have been green, not maroon, but we'll get there.
On the cool. The Dudley sees the snake acting and he jumps and he knocks Harry out onto the floor because of course he does. Pissed off, Harry glares at the glass that Dudley's been pounding on and it disappears and the snake gets out while Dudley falls in, only for the glass to come back. Harry laughs and Vernon catches the smile and he immediately blames Harry.
Oh, and the snake says thanks.
Oh yes. And what I loved about the scene is, even as a kid, I was like, that is odd that for a guy who doesn't believe in magic, it is odd that he knew immediately that it was Harry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but okay, but we'll get there. We'll get there because what you're saying now, basically, you realize that he was not oblivious, but we'll get
there. Yes. Like maybe you couldn't, as a kid, you wouldn't have understood what he meant by no funny business in the beginning.
Yes.
But him over here, as a kid, even you can understand, oh, okay, I see what's happening. This man knows. Anyway, Harry is being dragged by the hair, because of course, inside the house, and he tries to defend himself by saying he does not know what happened, saying it was like magic, only for Vernon to toss him into his little closet and say there's no such thing as magic, gaslighting the fuck out of him. The whole scene punctuates the point of showing Harry's situation. It's brutal, but the whole setup of Harry's life, we don't have enough time, so it has to be cut in a short, tight bundle, and I think this does a great job. It's set up in the space, by the way, I counted it, it's 5 minutes. From the title sequence to the setup of Harry's brutal life, all of it from beginning to end, 5 minutes.
Jeez.
Do you know what I mean? Done.
Wow.
And yeah. So I won't go as far as saying that okay, for the first 3 minutes is the pre-setup, then the 5 minutes is the Harry intro. I wouldn't say that the first 3 minutes are unnecessary, but I think we need it for context because without those first 3 minutes setting it up right, you don't understand why we're watching this kid's terrible life.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you might think of, why don't we just cut that first 3 minutes out because it's not really that necessary, but you kind of need it just to give you feeling, context.
Yes.
Cool.
You know, it's kind of like, I don't know if this was deliberate, but it kind of sounds or feels like a Cinderella situation. The only difference you could say that is that Dudley doesn't have another brother.
Yeah.
The fact that Harry's doing chores, you know, and he's with his relatives, gives you the impression that it's sort of like a Cinderella story. Yeah. But in as much as you feel sorry for Harry, it's like he still takes it in. Like I don't know if you get me. Like it made him tougher. And you see part of that character throughout the film, that because of the way he was treated by his family, it made him a lot stronger to deal with other things in the future.
Yeah.
You know, or other characters in the future.
But unlike, yes, I agree. But unlike a Cinderella story where they probably give you like 40 minutes, you get 5. Do you know what I mean? Like a Cinderella story, that whole setup has to take up at least half an hour of the plot. Right. I don't care what Cinderella story you're telling. The brutality of the family has to take up at least 30 minimum. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah. 1, intro, why he's important. Number 2, who he is. Yeah. And then 8 minutes in and 30 seconds, we cut to an owl holding a letter that gets floated into the house and into other letters in a pile. Harry picks it up and it has his name written in it in what I assume is papyrus. For guys who don't know what papyrus is, it's a type of font. There's a hilarious.
Is that papyrus?
Clip. I assume so, but
I don't think it's papyrus though. I don't think it's papyrus. It looks like papyrus, but I don't think it's papyrus. But I know where you're going with this. I'll let you go. I think it's the Ryan Gosling situation.
Ryan Gosling Avatar is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Robert, have you ever seen it?
What?
The papyrus skit with Ryan Gosling. You need to Google it. It is one of the funniest things. Basically, Ryan Gosling is playing a graphic designer, and he sees the Avatar intro, right? The Avatar title, and he's like,
yes.
These guys are just using papyrus. This is $1 billion movie, and they're using papyrus. It's like the lazy designer.
Let me see if I can share my screen quickly just to show people what we're talking about, like in terms of the font.
Oh, yeah.
So it's an SNL skit?
Yep. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I guess that's when SNL was still funny then.
Yep.
SNL nowadays. I feel like Keenan is the one that's really carrying SNL because he quit, then he came back, didn't he?
He's doing his best.
Dude, he really is. Yeah, so that's papyrus. That's the font. Can you see it?
Nope.
Huh. That's weird.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then in Undertale, it's a PC game. There's a character called Papyrus, and when he speaks, which is dialogue, it's Papyrus.
Oh, okay.
There used to be a cartoon called Papyrus. I don't know if you
There's
remember.
another one called Sans, and his font is Sans.
Now that I did not know. But anyway, yeah, this is a little fun thing. Anyway, before Harry can read the letter, Dudley, being the worst thing ever, snatches it up, and then Vernon mocks him at the idea of him having anyone write to him, because these people are monsters.
Yeah, this is so basically what happens is more letters keep coming because they keep ignoring them. The more they ignore them, the more we get more letters. So eventually, like a lot of letters like start piling up, and they even like go through the door and whatever, and they start flying in. And then Harry's trying to grab one, at least just one.
Yeah.
And that's when,
Yep. Absolutely. Like there's a nice moment where, like, when the first letter, where Vernon and Petunia kind of like stare at each other, all like, ooh, and you're like, what's going on here? You kind of get like a mid shot of their reactions.
Right.
Which is relevant later because there's a camera technique that's kind of being used here that I want to talk about, but it's like a lot later.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. Just a reminder, Harry is related to Petunia, not Vernon.
That's why I'm like, it's kind of like the Fresh Prince, because if you remember in the Fresh Prince, Uncle Phil is more popular than Aunt Viv.
Yes.
But he's related to Aunt Viv.
Yes.
Not Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
But Uncle Phil was more of like a father than his actual aunt.
Yeah.
Was to him like let me put it like this: Uncle Phil was more invested.
Yes.
In Will than Aunt Viv was, even though Aunt Viv is blood related to Will. So it's like the same situation here as well.
Exactly, which is funny because in terms of the books, Now, I never actually read the first book, so I don't know how much Petunia is in the first book. But I always felt like there should have been more Petunia, especially when you read the seventh book. You realize, oh, there's more to Petunia than meets the eye. There's more to this than meets the eye. Do you know what I mean?
There is a bit more, a lot about Petunia in the first one. Well, at least the parts that I was reading. Yeah, because they make you understand why she had an issue with Harry's mom and all of that, and yeah, her perception of the whole thing.
And then you kind of get the alternate perspective in the seventh book. So it's deep, actually. I well done to J.K. Rowling. I think Brandon Sanderson is my only other writer we have seen where they go to this level of like foreshadowing and like, you know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. And number 2, just might be a spoiler, but it appears that the only person who might have actually known the true reason about like why we should focus on Petunia a lot more is Alan Rickman, aka Snape. Apparently, J.K. Rowling picked him specifically for the role, and in order to set up Snape's character correctly, she told him what happens at the end.
Yes, I think she did that because he wanted to quit the role of Snape, and then she's like to convince him not to leave the role, because after the second one he wanted to quit.
Yeah.
So she convinced him that no, please don't go, and then she told him the whatever secret that he kept for so many years.
That's deep, man. But I love stuff like, as a writer, this stuff makes me just happiness. 9 minutes in, like you said, we get this whole montage of the owls and everything, and then it eventually breaks Vernon grabs him so he doesn't get a letter. 12 minutes in, the 3-minute it's a 3-minute montage, by the way. But yeah, ends with the lighthouse in the island in the middle of a storm.
There's a nice scene that I wanted to mention quickly. What's her name? Where Petunia is busy. It's like she's trying to make eggs.
Yeah.
And when she breaks the eggs, there's a letter inside the egg. Well, there's no yolk. It's actually the letter inside the egg, bruh.
I must have blinked. That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, you must have blinked. Trust me. She breaks like 2 eggs, and it's just the letters inside. Crazy.
Nice. Everyone is asleep, and we're in the house. It's nighttime. There's a storm. Everyone's asleep. He's alone on the floor, and even then, he's singled out by being on the floor. He makes a birthday cake out of dust and makes a wish. And as he blows on the dust on the floor, the door bursts open and a giant steps in.
It reminds me of, I don't know if you guys remember, since we were born in the 80s.
Yeah.
You remember the Cerebos, the salt? There was an ad when we were kids about some kid who was able to draw.
Oh, yes.
You remember that ad?
Yeah, then the door opens on that, right? And then
like that, yeah.
Yeah, like he makes this beautiful thing out of salt.
Yes.
And then when the mom comes in, the door opens and blows her, so it's just a mess now. I remember that, dude. That was, what is that brand of salt again?
I think it's Cerebos or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Good luck finding that clip for your edits.
I don't even know if I'll find it.
What about actually putting up these old adverts nowadays, eh?
I got one for you.
Yeah?
I'm a gluk gluk.
Oh yeah, Sasso, right?
Yes, Sasso, yes.
With the kid.
I was thinking more about the garage guys, and they go, whiny, whiny, whiny.
Oh, okay.
Windy, yes.
I thought you were talking about the kid where it's like it was the grandmother and the granddad, and the granddad is like, say Opa.
Ah, yes. The other one I remember is also it was a bit of a newer one, but McDonald's one, where it's like the shark jumped into the boat. Where like they're like these 2 boaters are like, yeah, man, I do fighting with ya. And then the guy's like, yeah, and he believes. He was like, yeah. Then I had a McDonald's burger for only 5 rand something. He's like, you're lying.
Oh well, that's a good price.
Dog, yes, okay, yeah.
And then there was Scott's emotion.
Yes.
Will you help me to grow?
Oh, do you remember? Dude, remember what is it called? Is it Ingram's? Arms, knees, hands, elbows. And then
the Aura set.
Yes, it. Huh?
Or the mango fruit cocktail.
Nachi or Nachi guava.
Ah, dude.
Those were the best ads, man.
I
Those were
still say the one, eh? You got an uncle in the furniture business. Joshua.
What the-
Well, that's a good way to end that because we're talking about Hagrid storming in.
Yes.
Yeah, otherwise we're going to trust me. There's so many like 16 ads in my head. So let's just stop it right now. Otherwise,
I will sing entire songs. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, a giant steps in. Hagrid steps in with his bare hands, bends the Dursley shotgun. Just some full on Looney Tunes type shit where he's like, "Oh, dry up, Dursley."
I feel like it was the first time Harry actually felt special on his birthday.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Even though nothing really great happened there, but the fact that someone came to wish him a happy birthday and
Yes.
brought him a cake, even though he sat on it, that was nice.
Thankfully, it wasn't.
I really want to have a birthday cake made in that design.
What Bum's favored?
I think it's chocolate cake with pink icing,
Pink icing,
and
yeah,
green lettering.
and green lettering, yeah, and he made it himself, right?
Yeah. I assume because it's him, I bet you he probably took like a slab of cocoa, like way too much. So I assume it's a chocolate with too much chocolate. You know what I mean? Like a death by chocolate cake. That's the kind of he would make. He wouldn't make like a what's the thing? A forest or whatever with the blue. I feel like that would be a Hagrid cake.
Yeah.
Cool. We get Hagrid's name and his duties at the school and the iconic "You're a wizard, Harry" line.
Yeah. And it tells him about his parents.
Yes. We find 16 minutes in, finally, Harry gets to read the letter. But Vernon comes in finally, because remember he was all shocked in the beginning. So he finally comes in and he lets loose that they were gaslighting him. We get a great exposition for Petunia and the family history. The entire exposition ends with Hagrid giving Dudley a tail.
Yes.
Which apparently in the books was actually a big deal. Like apparently they had to get that surgically removed.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I wonder what happened to that tail. Because obviously, when we see him the second time, the tail is not there anymore.
Exactly. So apparently he was hospitalized.
Oh, flip.
It wasn't like removed like 1, 2, 3. No, it was an actual medical issue. Yeah. In the books, anyway. The entire exposition ends with Hagrid giving Dudley a tail. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, and then now it's a funny moment. Here's an interesting moment. So anyway, Hagrid goes to the door and says, "Come, unless you'd like to stay here." Do you know what I mean? This is what you'd call the call to action. Do you know what I mean? This is the moment where, like,
Part of the hero's journey, right?
Exactly. Where now there's no way back from this. Do you know what I mean? Like now you got to step into the adventure.
Red pill, blue pill moment.
Yes. Or another example would be actually no. Before the red pill, blue pill moment, I would say it's the door moment. When Switch opens a door and then it says, it's either first Switch is like it's my way or the highway, our way or the highway, right? And Neo, being a rebel, he's like, fuck you guys. And then he starts to walk out the door, and then Trinity stops him and goes, you know what that life is outside that door.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the first time that he actually gets to, if you know what I mean. And then, yes, then the blue pill moment after with that one. That's the there's no way back moment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Before the no way back moment, there's the come. Do you know what I mean? Come.
Let me show you how deep the rabbit hole goes type of situation.
Exactly.
Right.
So, there's that, and Harry has this moment, and what's another example? I think that's the Transformers. Sam Witwicky, when they have the first battle with the Transformers, and then Bumblebee like switches to a better car. No, before he switches to a better car, him and Jennifer Fox.
No. Megan Fox.
Megan Fox. Thank you. Megan Fox. Bumblebee's car thing opens, and then Sam decides to get in, and then she turns to Megan Fox and then he's like, "Come in," you know what I mean? It's like would you want to do you want a thing with Jiggy for the rest of your life, wondering what would have happened if you didn't come in, and then she comes in. So it's those little moments. I thought that was really nice, and Anyway, fun thing. Just thought, for the
She
right.
was so hypersexualized in those movies, though. Yeah. But anyway.
First of all, horny teenagers. Why would she not be sexy in it? Because remember, Sam is a horny teenager. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense. It would make less sense in the later movies, I think. But in that first movie, I think they were going for the American Pie vibe, because in those movies in those days, American Pie was the thing. So I think that's what they're going for. But yeah, anyway.
Like the hot girl. You got the hot girl. Yeah.
Exactly. Nowadays, the hot girl, you don't do that anymore. It's literally, let me not get into talk about Mean Girls, the new one. Anyway.
Okay.
Let's not. Anyway, cool. So Hagrid and Harry on the move, looking for school materials. The adventure's begun. We enter a bar, and for some reason, it acts like a time machine, as suddenly people are dressed as if it was 100 years in the past. You get a clever little moment, a blink, and you might miss it, as you see Quirrell with his head down, and you just kind of see the purple hat in the background. I also thought that was like a little cool catch. Hagrid says Harry's name out loud, and the entire room falls silent.
Dead silent, though.
People start approaching him like a fucking wrestler, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like John Cena type stuff.
Yeah.
And then and then Professor Quirrell shows up. Like, you actually get to meet him for the first time.
Yes.
He refrains from shaking Harry's hand, and you assume it's a germ thing. Do you know what I mean? You just assume, okay, it's maybe germaphobe. Like that.
Or it's like a coward or whatever. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't understand that maybe something deep is here. On the other side...
Foreshadowing 101.
Yeah? Foreshadowing 101, yes.
Mm.
On the other side of the bar, Harry asks why he's famous. Hagrid says he's not the one to tell him. We open on a busy little market street full of people. We get almost a full 30 seconds to a minute of Harry just being blown away. We just see his face being like... And then, of course, the classic Harry, the music is all whimsical and all that stuff. But Harry's worried about money, so they go to one of the safest places in the world, the bank. Something that proves to be relevant in the final movie and book, but is relevant for an entirely different reason in the current movie. It's all very kind and welcome and happy. We meet the goblins, and very interesting, the goblin that opens Harry's vault is Vernon Troyer, the guy who plays Mini-Me. It's even more interesting when you remember that this movie went out of its way to hire as many Brits as humanly possible. You know, it was almost like a law that you had to hire, Europeans. Yeah. I mean, I think Coltrane is Scottish, but everyone else is like full-on British, I think. So I thought that was pretty cool.
The girl who plays, is it Wallow? Is it British?
No. Yes, he's British, yes.
Oh, okay.
But the guy that opened the door, that's Mini-Me from Austin Powers.
R.I.P., man.
Yes, another R.I.P., yes. Cool.
Living large, baby, living large. Remember that advert?
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, we see Harry's money and how he's, my life be like, ooh, just, you know what I mean? This nigga went from living on a stairway to being a fucking billionaire. Anyway, we get to see a vault. We see it's like, what's it, 713, I think it's called. And it's a big deal. It's made out of this before Hagrid picks up an item. And we don't know much about it. We're going to get a camera zoom, so we know it's important. Harry needs a wand, so he splits from Hagrid, and we get the iconic wand selection scene.
Oh, but before that, Hagrid tells Harry that, look, just keep this between us. Don't tell anybody that you saw this. This moment of me taking this particular thing in the bank.
I could have just left you outside, but I'm Hagrid.
Dude cannot keep a secret to save his life.
Hey, but Dumbledore trusts him with his life. I just wouldn't trust him.
I think he cannot keep a secret to Harry.
Hey, no. To other people as well. Don't forget what happens later on in the movie. But anyway, speaking of wand selection, hey, Robin, are you still here?
She is. She's listening.
Show us your wand.
So You know what? There's a quiz on Pottermore too that you can figure out what the wand is made of. Your wand. I think mine is a phoenix feather with unicorn hair. And yeah, that's all I can remember from my wand. So this was a skewer stick that I painted brown, and then I got like a chain that I just glued around here. And then I painted it green at the end because I'm House Slytherin.
Yeah.
This would be a good segue to say which houses you guys are in.
Okay, I was gonna say that.
Wait. Shouldn't we do that when we get to the
Oh,
scene?
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, I like the idea that yours is Phoenix Feather because it turns out that is also Harry's wand, and Voldemort's, of course.
He selected the first wand, which was like explosive.
Yes.
I don't know how to explain it.
The first wand the first wand, what it does is it blows all the shells. So like some kind of like poltergeist thing. So yeah.
Right.
And the second wand blows up a pot.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that whole thing because like give it a wave and then like, I just love the fact that the guy's like, what's taking you so long? But anyway, he doesn't understand what Harry wants.
Yes.
Anyway, actually, there's something interesting here. Lots of books and movies have chosen ones, selection type scenes, each with their own little movies. Think Divergent and things like that.
Yeah.
This one gets two of them, the one selection and the house selection. The house selection is a huge deal, but by the final two books, I think you find out that the one selection turns out to be slightly more important in terms of the final plot. Right. But we don't know that yet. In this movie, it's a little moment that sets up a nice finale. That sets up the finale of the entire series. We see him go through a couple ones. Now, in the book, apparently he goes through a lot of ones. But obviously you can't do that in a movie because there's not enough time. Am I right, Robin?
Yeah, I remember it's a very prolonged scene.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yes.
Robin, are you wearing like Demon Slayer earrings?
I don't know what it is. It's I did get it in an anime lucky packet at Comic-Con.
Oh.
I think it's this chick. I do have Demon Slayer earrings. I can find it.
Just zoom out a bit.
That's My Hero. It's the poison. It's the black chick for My Hero.
Oh. Okay.
Hold up. My Tanjiro earrings are somewhere. I don't know if they're here.
I thought it was Tanjiro earrings, but I do see they're more pink. So I was like,
I've got those. They're just somewhere in my room. I'll wear them next time. I'll remember to do that.
All right.
I'll come in cosplay. We could try tackle an anime like Demon Slayer, but like the first season.
Yeah.
I'll be in cosplay.
Or do
maybe a movie.
Mugen Train.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe a movie. Maybe not a season, but a movie. Or maybe
Mugen Train, yes.
Mugen
and
Train,
then the new one is also coming out soon.
Yes.
I don't know what it's called though, but I need to catch up.
All right. Cool. Mr. Ollivander is played by John Hurt, a man who actually died more times in movies than Sean Bean. Yeah, he's actually died in more movies than Sean Bean. They did a top 5 people.
John Hurt said. John Hurt.
Yeah. John Hurt, yeah. Seems ironic, but yes. The man's name is John Hurt and he's died in a lot of movies.
He's been hurt.
Yep. He's been in legendary movies. He was in 1984. He was in what's his face? David Lynch's Elephant Man.
Mm-hmm.
But he was the chest burst guy in the Alien movie.
Oh.
But for me, I loved him most in Hellboy because he was Hellboy's dad, and he was of course Adam Sutler in V for Vendetta, and he was of course Gilliman from Snowpiercer. So
he
was some good stuff.
He was Jesus Christ in History of the World. He was also in Spaceballs.
Yes, but he did the same scene as Alien. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Repeated that scene as like a joke. But
he was in a short film called Two Nudes Bathing.
But I believe he died as well. I forgot what year. I don't have the name of what year, but he also died recently, I think. So a bit sad about that.
Uh,
Definitely a legend. Anyway, he's so unique in this movie. Like, you see him for what, 5 minutes at the
Mhm.
most? But his role is so iconic. His voice is unique. He doesn't sound the same in other movies. The special eye thing that he has in his eyes.
Mhm.
The overall presentation, I think, it's one of those things where it's a small role, but you'll remember him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Do remember him. Cool. He's very unique in this. Anyway, he gets an idea. He offers Harry a wand. The music starts up. We don't know why, but it always does when it's time to pay attention. The camera pulls in. We get a magical light, like, oh!
Glowing up, like his face glows up, the hair sort of like does its thing. Yeah.
Talk about not subtle, but yeah, this is the one.
You know, I always feel like moments like that. Okay, there's usually two versions of moments like that. The first one is when it's just the main character going through something, but nobody sees it.
Yeah.
And then the other one is where everybody sees it, like, whoa, he's glowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know which version this was. I don't know if it was just him going through something.
I think it's in because I think Ollivander's like, see, I was right, because he doesn't actually swing the wand anymore. Ollivander just goes into his speech.
Yeah.
So I think it was outside the movie. What's it? Diegetic. So I think it was inside the movie. Yeah, diegetic, I think is the word. But anyway, yeah. The one
inside the movie, meaning it was not just Harry going through it. Even if other people were there, they would have seen it. Not just the one.
No. Inside the movie is like means that other people would have seen it. And I think non-diegetic would have meant like outside the movie altogether. So even if it's something separate. Kind of like a soundtrack. You know,
Oh.
it's non-diegetic. But if there's music playing in the movie, like you press play, like a good example, The Holiday. Remember when they were playing the music at the end?
Yes.
That was diegetic. Yeah.
Okay.
I laugh I'm saying the wrong word, but no, I'm sure I'm right. Anyway, Mr. Oliver explains that he knows every single one. What did I say?
Oliver.
I blame the Oliver Twist stuff we mentioned before. Anyway, Ollivander explains that he knows everyone he's ever sold and their details. And the one that Harry has one brother, a phoenix feather. Turns out it has a sister. And that one belongs to Voldemort. But the movie refuses to be transparent, and simply says the owner of the wand gave you that scar. The scar,
which is longer than Lord Voldemort, but hey.
Yes. The scar is yet to be mentioned. The entire movie only showcased in the title shot. So now is the first time we get the mention of the scar.
And I feel like in other movies, like this is one of the things that used to bother me. I feel like they even forget about this guy in the other movie. I feel like there's a movie where we don't even see the scar. You know?
Yeah, of course. I feel like that. Yeah, I think this movie.
Hey, Rob.
Yes.
Is it raining by you now?
No, so quiet. What?
Oh, it's raining by me.
Ah, crap. That means it's probably going to rain later. Let's hope the wind doesn't come this way. The scar is.
It's raining heavily. Holy shit. Okay.
Well, luckily your sound is good, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scar is yet to be mentioned the entire movie. Okay, yeah. The movie is going out of its way to set up a mystery. It's using the old J.J. Abrams mystery box.
What's the J.J. Abrams mystery box?
Wait, are you being for real? Okay, basically. Are you saying that for real or is that for the audience?
No, I'm being for real. I know J.J. Abrams, but I don't know his mystery box.
All right, cool. Basically, J.J. Abrams did a TED talk a few years back.
Yes.
Basically discussing what the mystery box is. Basically, what he made a TV show called Lost, right?
Yeah. I mean, he also did Fringe.
Yes, Fringe as well. Yes, but Frost. I think Lost was where it really showed up. But at the same time, I feel like the same consequences happen in Fringe as well. But we'll get into it. But basically, the idea is he sets up this mega mystery that happens, and the idea is supposed to get unfolded as things go on.
Right.
Unfortunately, the problem is with the mystery boxes, his ones never had satisfying conclusions.
Yeah, because I think he was way too mysterious in his mystery box.
Sorry, I just want to ask you a favor. Can I charge my phone quick? But in that time, I'm gonna make some tea and a snack. My battery's on 25%.
Do
Sure.
you, man? Do
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, cool. I'll
It's
be
okay.
right back. But you guys keep talking.
All right.
No problem. So anyway, yeah. The idea is the unfolding mystery is supposed to like drag you in and keep you attentive.
Right.
In fact, I kind of discussed later about it's kind of like the opposite of the bomb under the table. I would say it's supposed to be the polar opposite. Whereas in the bomb under the table,
you know there's a bomb under the table.
exactly.
Right.
It's this one, you don't know anything.
Yes.
You just try to get some footing. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Footing.
I guess which you could say the difference between the mystery box and the bomb under the table is with the mystery box, you draw up your own conclusions and you're hoping that you could be right.
Yes.
Or you're hoping that you could be more impressed, rarely disappointed. With
Yes.
the bomb under the table, you already know the info. You're privy to the information before the characters are privy to the information, and you just hope that they become aware before it's too late.
Exactly.
It's more of a suspense-driven concept, whereas with the mystery box is more. Yes, there is suspense, but you could say it's more of like you become a detective while watching it. You know?
It's mystery suspense. Yeah, it's more participatory. Yes, participation, I would say, is a big difference.
Right, because it requires you to pay attention.
Yes. In a mystery box, I have to participate. Do you know what I mean? As I try to guess the mystery.
Yes.
Ironically, if you do guess the mystery, there goes the mystery box. Or it's something dumb, you fail. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
A good what's a good example? Obviously, we know the failures, but a successful mystery box would be. Okay, I can only think of books right now.
I mean, this in itself does have a mystery box into it.
Yeah.
But not to spoil whoever's watching this, let's say.
It's a good example of a good mystery box. Cloverfield is a good mystery box.
I haven't watched Cloverfield, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, oof. Just put like just John Goodman is great.
Okay.
John Goodman is great in it. Not Alien? No. Because we never really found out what the alien is. Sherlock Holmes. Huh?
Darth Vader, maybe?
I thought about that, but are we really? We're never curious about who Luke's father is. We just assume he's dead, so it's not a mystery.
Oh no, I was just talking about like how he looks like underneath, but
fair enough.
It's not as mysterious as it should be.
And it's not plot relevant, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, his burns mean this and then this.
You're right. I think a mystery box would be those who killed JR type of situation, like the
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, that the butler did it type of situation where like, who killed this person? Yeah.
Or where I'm trying to think of some more, like where it turns out the person that you're with is the bad guy.
Yes.
You know that. Do you know what I mean?
You remember Safe House? Is it Safe House? Not Safe House.
Denzel Washington.
Yes, but not Safe House. The other one. He was with Sanaa Lathan. Something about time.
Are you saying what name? Say it again.
Something time. Just give me a second. I'll tell you just now. Even Dean Cain was in that movie.
Ooh. Are you missing this movie? What movie is this? Time something. Oh! You're talking about the one where Denzel Washington is
Out of Time.
Yes! That one in Source Code. Those are good examples of successful mystery boxes.
Yeah.
Do you know Source Code?
Yes, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes, where like he's like, why is my day repeating? He doesn't understand why.
Right.
And things keep thinking again. It turns out and also the one where Denzel Washington is also repeating. You're
talking about Deja Vu, right?
Sorry. Okay, what were you thinking of then?
I was talking about Out of Time. But with other time, it's more like he was covering his tracks. Like he did something wrong and he was covering his tracks. He was a cop. Maybe this one doesn't fit actually in the mystery box thing.
Eva Mendes, Dean Cain.
In Kane, bro.
Dog.
Yeah, we should definitely do that movie.
Gonna have to, because I'm like drawing a blank.
Yeah,
Pelican
we
Brief
should-
is normally a good example of mystery boxes, I think.
Who?
What's this guy's name? John Grisham movies. But anyway, yeah, I feel like we're getting way into the weeds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, bomb under the table mysteries.
Yes.
Bomb under the table suspense versus
Right.
mystery box suspense.
Yes.
Are good examples of suspense. And Harry Potter goes for the latter, I believe. Yes.
Would you say 7 is a mystery box?
I feel like I want to say yes because it's not bomb under the table. It's not.
No, it's not.
But I feel like there's a footing, if you understand what I'm saying. There's so much footing there that I feel doubtful because I feel like there needs to be a shift in footing.
Yes.
Like, oh, this is what I thought was happening. Oh, this is actually what's happening. Do you know what I mean? In fact, what movie have we done where that happens? I feel like that happens in movies that Basic.
Yes.
Basic. The footing shifts on multiple occasions there.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, do you know what's funny? All the movies we're saying are good mystery boxes are movies that seem to have time looping. Have you noticed? Like Basic has like the storyline looping, Deja Vu, Source Code.
Yes.
What are the other ones you mentioned? But anyway, yeah, I just feel like this might be a link there. Food for thought. Huh. Cool. Anyway, let's pull it back together.
Oh, Philip, you're actually right. Because I'm thinking even something like Murder at the Oriental Express, like these detective, like you were saying, Sherlock Holmes, for you to know which character was doing what, like Knives Out.
Yes.
To know who was doing out or who was where at the specific time, the story has to retell itself from a different perspective.
Yes.
Oh man, you're so smart. I didn't even think of that.
Nah, man, you're the one who added more, dude. This is why I love this, dude. You're gonna make me a better writer by the time this is done, dog. I'm telling you.
I think we're gonna make each other better writers.
Yep.
We'll see, man.
Yep. Pen to paper, dog. What? You know what we need to do? Yeah, we're not getting into the weeds, but we need to do our own like Dungeon and Dragons type shit. I don't know how to do D&D, obviously. But
maybe we'll probably need the well for that one. I haven't played Dungeons and Dragons either.
But the idea of us freestyling a story live would be like we write down our notes as we make shit up.
That would be awesome.
Cool, dude. I would love that. Anyway, let's cool. This scene. Okay, this is another reason why I like this Ollivander scene, actually. This scene works amazing. This is more the director's side now. It works amazingly because in the beginning of the scene, from the start, we've been using a lot of wides. And if you pay attention, you'll notice that they've been pulling in slowly until the final two scenes, when Ollivander starts mentioning where Harry's new wand comes from, that it's the brother thing. Those final two scenes, we get a super close-up of Ollivander. Yes. That's why you can see his weird eye color and his unique eyes, and we get a softer close-up on Harry's reaction.
And funny enough, we don't second guess what he's saying. We believe what he's saying from the beginning.
Absolutely, 100%. And then it cuts to a medium of Harry, which breaks the connection. Do you know what I mean? Like it kind of shows like we were doing this, and then we break away to Harry. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Sorry. So I just think that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Anyway, you'll notice I've been mentioning Harry's reaction a lot. It matters because when we see Harry caring, that makes us care. And it's also a bigger thing about the directing in the movie. We've got everyone we'll get like a medium shot of someone's face reacting to something. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But anyway, and yeah, 29 minutes in, we move to Harry and Hagrid chilling after everything is done. And we get to find out what happened about Harry's parents. This culminates in a visual showing the story of his mother's death. We hear why the scar is there and that Harry is the boy who lives, and that's why he's famous.
Right.
31 minutes in, we get everything that sets things up. everything that we needed to know is being set up now. We are now headed to school. We are breaking into Act 2.
I actually wanted to make it because I made a mental note of that earlier. That Act 1 ends just before platform 9 3/4, right?
Yes, because it's a new adventure. It's a new idea.
You get introduced to the second main character.
Exactly.
All of that, yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm assuming that Ron is the second main character.
Yes. See, you're talking now. You see, this is good. You started to talk about act breaks. You didn't talk about act breaks before. So.
That's true. And it's weird because I like, well, on a personal note, I like knowing when acts end.
Yeah.
We've never spoken about it here. Well, I never spoke about it.
Yes, exactly. I, of course, do. But this is the first time you've actually pointed out before me. So I like that. That's great.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, Hagrid leaves him at the train station and he mustn't be late.
Yeah, he Batmaned him, eh? Like, he's sort of like...
This man is huge. And this man was like...
Dude, are you telling me you didn't hear this guy in none of his footsteps, bro? He was that sneaky. It was that covert.
Do you know what it reminds me of now? Of Justice League. Was it the bad Joss Whedon one? Where like Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Batman vanish while talking to Gordon, and the Flash is still there. Like they're gone.
So this is the thing. This is how they.
That was rude.
And then he leaves.
He leaves. I thought that was. I think it was the Joss Whedon one. It was the only real funny moment in my opinion. That was legit. Like that.
It was.
Anyway,
but
yeah,
the character that I would suspect to leave is Aquaman. Wonder Woman, sure. Batman, obviously.
Obviously, like Wonder Woman seems more polite. Her just bouncing.
Yeah.
It makes less sense. I agree.
But anyway.
Yeah. Let's not get into those weeds.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Okay.
Anyway, we meet the Weasleys, starting with Mrs. Weasley. Then we meet Percy Weasley. Then we meet Fred. Then we meet George. As they disappear into the wall, we meet Ron.
No, is it? You said it's Percy, the girl.
No. Percy is the older brother who goes into the wall first. In the books, he's more relevant. In this one, he gets a few lines, not relevant at all. They really cut Percy out of the movie. Out of the entire movie series. In the books, he's relevant. Same thing with his older brother. They seem to all get like a line, and I get it.
The woman, and you call yourself our mother.
Lines, dude. But dude, I love that they managed to portray the Weasleys. I mean, the brothers in just 2 lines. They all had 2 lines, and they managed to get it.
I wonder what happened to these twins, though. Eh?
Oh yeah, we should actually follow up on that. But yeah, so yeah, we meet Ron and Ginny. Even Ginny.
Ginny only says 1 line in this entire movie, but for me personally, when I saw it from the beginning, I think I could be wrong. It's like I knew that this girl likes Harry just from good luck.
Yeah, she says good luck. Yeah,
and that's it, dog. She only has 1 line.
Yep. I still think Harry should have ended with Luna, but that's just me.
I don't know, man. Personally, I think Ginny was like, for me, Ginny is like Hinata for me. You know, it's like she's always been the one type of thing.
It's kind of funny that you say that. I think, and funny enough, actually, the same thing with Ginny and Hinata is that in the TV series, Hinata makes more sense, right? In the anime.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in the movies, Ginny makes more sense.
Yes.
But in the books and in the manga, Hinata doesn't make sense because they speak like 4 times. Do you know what I mean?
In the manga.
He barely speaks to her. But because of all the nonsense filler that Naruto put in the anime, they speak more. Do you know what I mean?
Get you. But I think even if they didn't speak more, those soliloquies by Hinata, for me, made me love her.
They exist, obviously, in the Chunin exams.
Yes.
But this man disappears for 3 years.
For a very long time, yeah.
And then he's back for like 6 months to a year at some point.
Yeah, and then she
And then
fights pain and she confesses and then
yes, and then she dies. Well,
yeah.
so wait,
Okay.
would you die for your crush?
Fair enough.
You haven't spoken to in like 3 years.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. If the anime didn't exist,
Yes.
it would have been hard for us to actually like
Understand what she's
sympathize with Hinata
Yes.
to that extent, because it's kind of like Ino and her crush for Sasuke.
Yes.
I don't remember Ino and Sasuke speaking ever, dog.
Dog, right? What is going on? In fact, they've never spoken. It's just distant crushes.
Yeah.
Would make no sense for them to get together.
Yeah.
On.
Look, it still doesn't make sense that Ino ended up with Sai, but hey, it's a story for another day.
I know they never. They never explained it. Like, that's a story for another day.
Like, oh, everybody else is having a baby. Let's just also make one. I don't know.
It's kind of funny how in modern days, no one really seems to get together anymore. So I feel like all of the stuff, even in Harry Potter, everyone seems to get together. But in this one, I feel like would make so in modern day, right? No one seems to get together anymore. Do you know what I mean? So now it doesn't make as much sense. Like everyone would be a spinster now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at that, in my opinion. Like I'm not mad at the fact that everyone got together. Makes me less sad for the future.
No, I get you.
Even Rock Lee gets a kid.
Yeah, but who's Rock Lee's mother though?
I don't think
Kid's mother. I thought it was 1010, but I don't think it's 1010 though.
No, 10 just stays as a spinster. I think she doesn't end up with anyone. She just
because I think she was a Neji loyalist.
Yeah. Neji or nothing apparently.
Anyway.
Yeah. Let us get back.
But I do agree with you. Ginny says one line, but like I still think like I caught that she had a thing for Harry.
You could say that. No,
that's that because like she's the only one that says good luck.
Yeah. The rest barely acknowledge him. Yeah.
Well, Ron sort of because of his mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ron and Harry, we're on the train now. 34 minutes in, we're on the train.
But wait, I feel like there's a Mandela effect, man. Like, and I'm saying this because I remember as a kid seeing a kid bump, like not going through the platform 9 and 9 waters. But when I was watching it today, there's no scene like that. Everybody was just able to get in.
Everything was smooth.
Yeah.
I thought it would be Harry on his first try.
Yeah, me too.
I guess there's no time.
The sunglass wearing kid.
Yeah.
Risking his life like that first time.
Wait, in the second movie they do smash into the wall, obviously.
Oh, okay, maybe that's.
And is it me or is it the same conductor? Because remember Harry goes to the conductor and goes, "Hi, I'm looking for train 9 3/4." Like, are you messing with me? And then I think in the next movie when he smashes into the wall and the conductor's like, "What are you guys doing?" Conductor.
I actually saw a video.
Yeah.
It's about entrepreneurship, and this guy was talking about selling. Yeah. And it's like, J.K. Rowling has managed to sell people a lie and got millions from it because to this day, some kids in London, I think, or somewhere in Britain, dude, they go to the station and they bump against the wall because
I heard they made like a monument to it or something like that. Like they actually put like a special thing there saying 9 3/4 apparently in real life. So yeah, there's a place
keep running towards that wall. That's crazy, bro.
Anyway, moving on. We're on the train. Ram and Harry introduce each other. We get to Ron, get the Ron is poor moment as the cart comes by and he lifts his shitty sandwich.
Was that a sandwich? I thought it was like rusks or something.
Nah, it's a sandwich that's been through the post. That's a pocket sandwich. I remember I used to, as a kid. That's why this one gave me flashbacks.
Flashbacks.
when you didn't have lunch, when you didn't have the hard
Lunchbox.
so you just had to put bubble wrap or whatever, and you had to put if you got the foil. By the time you ate your sandwich, the foil would crack, so your sandwich would have dust in it. Whatever dust was in your bag is in your sandwich.
Oh no.
So you had to use the plastic. So I remember that stuff growing up. Anyway.
Jeez.
Harry buys the whole cart.
We'll get the whole lot.
Yeah, we'll get the whole lot, dog.
I mean, are you gonna blow your parents' money just like that?
That new money. Anyway, I think it's a clever moment because instead of him just buying it to be cool, we see a reaction shot of Harry, of him like seeing Ron's pain. You know what I mean? And it's kind of an empathy moment.
But you know, the thing I like about Ron and Harry's dynamic, obviously Ron is a foil to Harry, and vice versa. Ron has a big family. Harry doesn't.
True.
Harry has a lot of money. Ron doesn't. So it's like they completely.
He was just bragging. It might be a nice sentimental moment, but who the hell buys a whole cart?
Hey, dog.
Dude.
When you're holding that sandwich, you'll understand.
Just buy one chocolate frog or two and get some Bertie Bott's every flavor. Don't buy the whole cart. What about everyone else on the train?
And don't forget, Harry doesn't know what's in that cart. So
A
they were
lot
like,
of
the
butter
chocolates.
here.
What does that mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the dialogue of them talking is pure fun. It's all exposition, and it's done in such a way that it's kind of fun just to listen to it.
This is one of the most relatable moments. You know, like when you meet your best friend for the first time. That's exactly how it felt like when I was watching this. I'm like, I've been here. I know I've met my best friend like this, and this is how we spoke. And it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like an inexplicable moment where you both know that you guys are best friends.
Yeah.
Like you don't even speak, you don't even say anything. It's like from that day on, we are loyal to each other no matter what.
Exactly, man. I fully understand.
Yeah.
Anyway, we get Hermione now, who enters the scene. She's looking for Neville's toad. And as this is happening, Ron wants to cast a spell. So she's like, let's see the spell. And it flops dramatically.
Wait, this is when he was talking about the rat, right?
Yes.
Scabbers.
Yeah. Scabbers. Oh, it's the cat, not Scabbers.
He's Crookshanks.
Oh, okay, you're right. And the Trevor is the toad. Yes, you're right.
Such odd names for pets.
Yep.
Yeah. Like Trevor. Really?
Oh, and Hedwig. Let's not forget Hedwig.
Yep. I was like Hedgewig. Anyway, what's fascinating about
Hermione's the only one that doesn't have a pet.
Who?
Hermione.
No, the cat.
She got Crookshanks.
Crookshanks.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, what's fascinating about this whole scene is that so many things come back. The picture thing comes back on other books. The wand thing comes back. All these things come back. And if you're paying attention to the spell's wording, you can understand why the spell didn't work. I don't know. For those who don't understand, it's because that's not a rat.
It was like, what does he say again?
Turn this fat rat yellow.
No, before he says turn this fat rat, I think he said something like, I don't know, but just like normal words that anybody could say.
But also, don't forget, that's not a fat rat.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
so that's also foreshadowing.
Yep. I love it. Anyway, Hermione comes off as a bit of a know-it-all in this moment, and Ron and Harry kind of stare at each other, which sells that she's being weird. You almost understand why they beef a little bit later on, Hermione and Ron.
Yeah.
Now they
like, you know, when I was watching it, I'm like, okay, you met your best friend for the first time today. You met your wife, and that was not the best.
And you met your brother-in-law.
Yes. Exactly. But anyway.
There are key differences between book Hermione and TV Hermione. I think book Hermione is best seen in the first movie. Before Mike Newell and David Yates get their hands on her.
That's why I say this Hermione, for me personally, it's my favorite Hermione.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes, because
I like.
Mhm.
I think I like a bit of the second and the third one. She's
Yeah, even the third one. Even the third one.
The third one, she does time travel. Yeah, no, the third one's my favorite.
Because I feel like
the pink hoodie.
I feel like the third one, she was definitely the second main character in that one.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. Which is what I'm getting at. Because movie
Hermione punched Draco.
Pardon?
What?
Spoiler, I guess. She punched Draco.
Yes. No, definitely.
Yeah.
Because movie Hermione is cool. She's beautiful. She's a shy genius with a plan for every scenario. Book Hermione is a fucking crazy person.
Word, eh?
You reread these.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, she loves books because they're never mean to her. And she's got this insane sense of moral righteousness that would make Don Quixote shit his pants. Because remember, she starts her own political party at one point. She tries to forcefully free the house elves. She tries to she kidnaps someone.
Wasn't it called Spew? It was
Spew, yes.
Okay.
She kidnaps someone in the fourth book.
What the hell, Hermione?
You know what I mean?
She kidnap?
Rita Skeeter. Like 6 months, I think. And then threatens her.
Oh, right, the journalist.
Yes.
That is crazy.
That's crazy. So, but in the movies, she's a lot cooler. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think that
Yeah. But
J.K. Rowling probably slightly changed her mind after watching Emma Watson in the movies?
yes,
Later on?
actually, because there's a conversation that she has where I think it's David Yates or one of those guys says my favorite character is Hermione, and then think she's like, yeah, she's my favorite character too, and I love the way you're representing her. Like she actually likes the new Hermione. Do you know what I mean? But personally, I think the new Hermione makes less sense because I almost want to be like, why is Harry here? Hermione, here's everything. I'll see you in 6 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like it just started feeling like after the third one, actually, like you could say from the latter part of the third, like once Ron starts getting injured, he goes to the hospital and he starts doing the, you were there just a second ago, and now you were there. It's like that was for me personally, that was the end of my favorite Ron.
Yes.
Going forward, it just seemed like Ron was like the third wheel, man. in all these other movies, it was just like Hermione or Harry. Hermione, Harry, Hermione, Harry, Hermione,
That's
Harry.
because they actually gave some of Ron's features to Hermione.
Yes.
There are some things that Ron does in the books that Hermione doesn't do because they try to separate them, and now Hermione does them now. You know what I mean? So that's one of the reasons why this Hermione is probably one of the best Hermiones. That one and the second Hermione, because remember she like steals she steals hair from some chick, but it turns out it's a cat, not a person's hair. But yeah, stuff like that, and like she knows Moaning Myrtle. She's like friends with Moaning Myrtle because she's a nerd. Do you know what I mean?
Moaning Myrtle is that girl, that ghost girl, no?
She's actually friends with Moaning Myrtle. Do you know what I mean? Because that's just who Hermione is.
The ghost girl that speaks with a high pitched voice. Is that Moaning Myrtle? Yeah,
the dead girl, the ghost girl. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah, I just thought that was an interesting fun fact. Anyway, we get 38 minutes in, we finally get to the school. They have to boat their way in, and we get a long moment of wonder as we look at the individual kids as they're all blown away. Music is swelling, and it's just this, it's all whimsical. That's the word you're looking for, whimsical. It's just this whole, it's the 1 minute scene of Jurassic Park when you see the dinosaurs for the first time, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Do you know the Bronchosaurus and all that stuff? Da, 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 da. Do you know what I mean? So we get a lot of that in the Harry Potter movie, in the first one anyway. And we kind of get that, yeah. And then it finally cuts, and we get to see McGonagall again as she welcomes them all in. We set up the houses, their importance. Okay, yeah. We also get to see Draco Malfoy, our antagonist or Lancer. Do you guys know what a Lancer is?
I don't know. Arrival?
I remember.
Yes. Rival, yes. Vegeta, for example.
Yes.
A lot of Lancers will normally become the good guy.
Yes.
Later on, like Vegeta, a lot of different, like,
Glasses
guy in Bleach. Glasses guy in Bleach. What's his name again?
Ishta Uryu.
Oreos. Yes, I love my Oreos. But yes, a Lancer will normally be like a foil that like an antagonistic sometimes, but normally a rival. But yes, anyway, we get everything we need to paint a picture in little one-liners and backgrounds. We also get to see this is actually great writing, because what ends up happening, all these little moments, it just fills us with information. It fills us. Do you know what I mean?
Because I think we got introduced to Neville here, right?
Yes. First we hear about the Toad first, then we see the Toad again, when Neville actually finds it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So hear Neville's name, we see him. All these little things accumulate until we get a picture. Do you know what I mean? And it's fantastic.
Hey guys, I just thought of something.
Yeah?
We should call whenever I stop by to do podcasts with you guys, like Oreo talk, because we're Oreo.
Oh, Flip.
Ah, my God.
Oh, wow. That's just a random.
Well done. That was a good one.
That was a good one. Yeah.
God.
Whenever Robzy joins the podcast, it'll be like, and now it's back to Oreo talk. Anyway.
Yes, that I love it.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was a good one. In between, I skipped the moment where Malfoy and Draco talk. You want to describe it? Where Malfoy and Draco kind of get a moment with each other.
Wait, what do you mean? Draco Malfoy is the same person.
That's what I meant. Sorry, Draco and Harrow, where Draco introduces himself, and it's kind of a nice little moment where you kind of get to see Harry's character a little bit.
Yes, because he says something about it's like that hand-me-down cloak that you're wearing.
Yes, it's like
you must be a Weasley.
Orange hair must be a Weasley. And like,
Yeah.
Hey, first of all, Draco, do you like go to the same primary school? Did you guys do you have an older brother? Like, how do you know this?
How do you know this stuff? And then it's like hang with me, otherwise you might hang with the wrong crowd.
Yes.
So like, I don't want to spoil anything, but like if he was chosen to be the green house, I think him and Draco would have been very good friends. Yeah. And I'd like to see how that would have played out.
They would have been best friends, I think, eventually.
Yeah. That's an interesting question, because
and then I think Ron would have been Draco and Hermione.
I think, well, because remember, if you think about Snape's backstory, right? He was, of course, spoiler, massive spoiler, friends with Lily. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So, I mean, so you know that you can have a decent friendship with people.
Yes.
So that's interesting.
And you know, I don't know, maybe I could be entirely wrong about this, but I think JK probably wanted to take Harry to the green because of what she did with the whole snake thing in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I think she went against it because it would have been too predictable.
Yeah, and also it would have, definitely.
So like
the scene with the hat would have been, it wouldn't have.
The reason why that's all a thing is because the reason why he connects so well is because of the biggest spoiler, that he's partially a Horcrux because of the scar.
Yeah.
And it's Tom Riddle's like spirits, that's the one that understands parcel tongue, and that should be in Slytherin. So it's not Harry, actually. It's Voldemort.
Even though you could argue that you never really get Voldemort in Harry's personality, not really.
No.
But I
Maybe
agree.
in his
Unless maybe
dreams,
the second
like
one,
flashes.
where he was talking
Yeah.
to Nick. Remember?
Maybe caps lock Harry.
Tries to take control of him. I forgot what they call it. Yeah, so a lot of him stood out, but it's because of Voldemort's
Horcrux, yeah.
Horcrux.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But anyway, carrying on, we get a cool moment where Harry makes eye contact with Professor Snape while Snape is talking to Quirrell. And while he's talking to Quirrell, we're actually looking at the back of Quirrell's head. And then Harry's scar acts up. This is a great use of a red herring.
Yeah.
He thinks it's tied to Snape when it turns out the back of Quirrell's, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's the other thing that I didn't like about the later movies is this whole thing of his scar talking to him or reacting to evil.
Yeah.
And you don't see it with the other movies because some of these movies are about, they're sort of mystery boxes in themselves. Like, oh, this professor was the villain all along.
Yeah. And it's a big deal in Half-Blood Prince. It's a big deal. And in Order of the Phoenix. The scar is a big deal. But for some reason in the movies, they reduced it dramatically. I agree with that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they were just like, there's no time. Like them cutting out the Quidditch World Cup. There's a Snyder cut I wouldn't mind. Give me a 5-hour version of Order of the Phoenix, please. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I would have.
Oh, that was a really good one.
Yes. And
Such
I want to see Victor Krum moves, man.
No, that's Goblet of Fire. It's the fourth.
Sorry, Goblet of Fire. Sorry.
Goblet of Fire is the one from where the different schools come, right?
Yeah. Order of the Phoenix needs a 5-hour version as well, though. But yes, Goblet of Fire needs an extended version as well. Yes, both movies, because they sped through. Goblet of Fire is basically in fast forward. If you've read the book, you know that whole movie's been shot in fast forward. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, Harry gets called up. The Sorting Hat begins, and it's so funny because it's supposed to be alphabetical order, but the first name is like Harry. It's like, and then it's like Draco Malfoy, and it's like, okay, but what is the order here?
So there's Colin Creevy. There was Fred and George Weasley. They're not going by surname.
Yeah. It's supposed to be by surname. Yeah, but anyway, so Ron should have gone last instead of Harry, I think. But anyway, Harry gets called up, and we get a little bit of dialogue as the hat lays out everyone's his potential. I've always wanted to know, do you guys think all of this is happening in Harry's head? Because no one reacts to anything anyone is saying. And the movie goes out of its way to show people's reactions, right? But yet, no one's like listening to the words being said to Harry right now. It makes you wonder, since so much time is spent in that little moment. What do you
it goes back to what I was asking earlier on about the wand thing, whether people were witnessing that, or if this is just...
Were they watching him? When he was
watching him, right? No one else has a conversation with the hat. Do you know what I mean? But for some reason, none of them are like, if I was Slytherin and I saw a man going, not Slytherin, not Slytherin.
Not Slytherin, eh?
I'll be offended. Yeah.
Huh? No reactions.
If I was Slytherin, I'd be like, what the hell? Not me?
Oh, shots fired. No reaction. So I think in my mind, it's all in his head. I think that's all in his head until the thing is like, Gryffindor! You know what I mean?
You know, I feel like this is the most important part of the job, the heads. This is the most important part of the head's job throughout the year. That's why he says all these schools with such passion. Gryffindor! It's like tomorrow. It's like, yo, I got nothing. I got no job. I can't sign papers. I can't do anything.
Santa Claus, yeah. You know what? Have fun with your job. You only do it one day a year. Have fun with
But I remember, I think I asked you or Tebelo, like, yo, what does this head do all year? After.
Just chills. In the book, I think you see it just chilling somewhere. Oh yes, it's just chilling, and then no, it's in the movies as well. It's just chilling. Then Dumbledore, he goes to Dumbledore's room in either the fifth one or the sixth. Wait, which is the one where Snape teaches him legitimacy? Legitimacy.
Wait.
Teaches who? Harry?
I think
It's the one with Dumbledore's army. So that's Order of the Phoenix.
That's one.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that should be under after Goblet of Fire.
Yes, Order of the Phoenix. So
Yeah.
he goes into the room, Dumbledore's room, because shit has just gone down. I forgot what happened. And then the hat is just chilling there, and it's like, and he calls to the hat, and the hat's like, "You're wondering if I picked the right house for you," or something like that. And it's
Yes.
4 years later?
4 years later, the hat remembers everything. Everyone remembers everything.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, it was a nice moment. So I think
Going back to what Rob was saying, Robzy was saying, yeah, I belong in Gryffindor.
Oh yes. We almost skipped it. Yes, you got Gryffindor. I got Ravenclaw, and of course, Robzy is Slytherin.
Yeah. I don't know if people disagree with our picks, but that's what the internet gave. That's what the site gave me.
I think mine makes sense because I'm the one doing all the nerdy stuff with all reading pages of data. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like mine makes sense, and you're the one with the bravery to start this whole thing.
And it's the traits of a Slytherin is cunning, loyal, and ambitious, and I am all three.
You're cunning, Robzy. You're cunning.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You have no idea. I'm also very mischievous, and I think that would go well with Slytherin.
Nice. We have to see that still. But yeah, cool. Anyway, carrying on, we get a lot of whimsy. We learn about Snape. We learn about Nearly Headless Nick, the Red Baron. For a while before everything just suddenly cuts to 48 minutes in, we get set up for the stairs, which is important for later on. We follow Percy. We see the moving pictures for the first time.
Yes.
We hear that all the pictures can talk until we get the entrance picture, which blocks their way in, while the whole time seeing and hearing everyone saying wow every 2 seconds. Remember, we're being blasted by magic. We're just being blasted by magical, just whimsy.
There's a meme going on where it's like, where Dumbledore talks to all the students, and they're like, what was it? I need to find this meme. Dumbledore speaks to the kids, and like, everyone is so shocked and saying like that the Forbidden Forest is a very dangerous place to go. No one can go there. A lot of bad things happen. And Harry is just like, what?
Yes, he says the forest is forbidden for everyone who doesn't want to die an extremely gruesome death.
Yeah, he said that. But didn't he said what the door, there's door, what as well? I think he was referring to that dog, the three-headed dog.
Well, yes. Well, he says the dungeons, not the dungeons, the 4th floor or something like that is locked off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, a lot of time is set with the whimsy of the world, but it pauses on a moment with Harry. While all this whimsy is happening, we just get this break in the storyline where we just see Harry and Hedwig just chilling at the window, and he just can't sleep because I think everything he could have ever imagined just kind of comes through, and you gotta get like a moment of downtime with Harry alone.
Yeah, it makes sense because if you think about it, he never had friends. So here come these 2 individuals that he's never met before, and they're so kind to him.
Yeah.
And then he gets to know a bit more about why he's so weird. Like speaking to a snake. Oh, there's a reason behind this. Yeah. And I guess you could say that he found solace in the fact that Hagrid, the person who fetched him, is there as well. So it's a lot to process.
Yeah,
I
it's a
think.
processing scene. So
Yeah.
it's a processing scene for us and for him, yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally it cuts, and now we get to see Harry and Ron late for class, McGonagall's class. We see Transfiguration. It lasts a moment. Then we cut to potions, and we see Snape who rushes in. I fucking love Snape so much. I think that would be the only reason I would be a Slytherin, because Snape is so dramatic. I love this nigga so much. Rushes in, he's like, and he's like, I always loved his speech as a kid, but I used to get so fucking angry when first time I watched this movie, because Harry takes notes, and this nigga gets called out for taking notes. Like, he's the only one doing real work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like you need to pay attention. It's like he's the only one that's paying attention.
Yes, he's paying more attention.
Which movie does he say turn to page 394? Is that the third one?
I think it's Azkaban.
No, wait. Where he blasts. It's Azkaban, you're right. He blasts.
Is it
That's my favorite.
So
my favorite movie is Prisoner of Azkaban, and my favorite book is Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, my favorite movie is Azkaban as well. I think I mentioned this before.
Yeah, because Ron defends him, even though apparently in the book, Ron defends him out loud, and in the movie, Ron whispers to Harry, I think, if I'm correct. In that scene, where he calls her an insufferable know-it-all. He calls her my...
Yeah, because like I think he asked Harry a series of questions, and Harry kept on saying, I don't know, sir.
Well, no, that's in this one.
And this one, yes.
Yeah, and in the other one, he was asking about werewolves.
Okay.
And he was ignoring Hermione, yes. And then she's like, fuck you, I'm telling you anyway. But yes, in this one, yeah, when Snape singles Harry out, we get a character moment as Harry is putting up her hand like to every question, which is just fucking hilarious. Just
so cute.
He's like, calm down.
I love her. She's so sweet. She's just so excited to learn.
Right. 54 minutes in, we are constantly active, setting up locations, setting up lore, setting up names, setting up characters, setting up background.
Knowing that there's a point system in all these schools.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then suddenly we're on letter day, as Neville is given a remember all, which seems random. It's like a little joke. And then the plot comes, for the first time, the plot is back. Guy, want to remember the plot? The plot comes back with Harry. Yeah?
I forgot about that.
What is this plot thing you're talking about? Harry's reading a newspaper, because a lot of 11-year-olds read newspapers. And the bank... who's getting a daily newsletter? Why is Ron getting a newsletter, by the way? A newspaper, by the way. Yeah. Gringotts bank has been attacked. Vault 713.
He's reading the Daily Prophet.
Dog! First of all, why is 11-year-old Ron getting a newspaper? Because remember, he borrows it from Ron. And it's like, did you sign up for this?
It was in the dining hall.
Yes, the dining hall.
Yeah, he probably signed up for it.
I want to be a part of the daily thing. Thanks, I'm a subscriber now. Just Ron's bank card. But anyway, yeah, we get broom lessons, and Harry shines. Like, there's a little moment where everyone's like says up, and then his one comes immediately. We get to see Madam Hooch, who is played by Zoe Wanamaker from one of my favorite TV shows of all time when I was a kid, My Family. Do you remember the episode where she goes blind? Because what happened again? I think she saw the younger son jerking or playing with himself. Yeah, and then she goes blind for like the whole episode because she can't handle what she saw.
I remember the episode where it was Halloween and the dad dressed as the devil. I don't know if you guys remember. And every family member was like, "This is fitting, actually."
I have such a high regard for that series, the same amount as I do for my wife and kids. I just loved both of those
Yeah.
shows growing up.
Yes.
I don't know about you guys, but the son, the bespectacled son,
Mhm.
always gave me Harry Potter vibes. Like,
Yes.
what appearance?
Yes.
Yes.
Because whenever I see him, I feel like, hey, you look like Harry Potter.
Very sweet.
Actually, if you think about my family and Modern Family, because you get the older, the two daughters and the two sons, you get the nerdy son with the glasses, and you get the more, let's just say, active, older but dumber son and
He
older.
was my favorite, actually.
Yeah,
And I didn't know that he disappears for some time.
Yeah.
And you actually see him in Love Actually, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that guy, man.
Dude, I love him so much. I hate the fact that I haven't seen him in anything. You know what I mean? But anyway.
Yeah, like after Love Actually, I have no idea where he went.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was also in Shadow and Bone, by the way, as the antagonist's mother. You guys have seen Shadow and Bone? Season
No.
1 is pretty good.
I still need to watch it.
Season 1 is great. Like, if you
And
like,
The Witcher. I also need to watch The Witcher.
yes, you do. It is good. I recommend The Witcher, even though I would recommend it as like a 7 or a 6 out of 10, not a 10 out of 10.
By the way, my battery is on 18%. It's gonna go low eventually, but I'll let you know. Because if I charge it, it's gonna be down here on the floor.
Too short or something?
Huh?
Too short.
Yeah, the cable. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I could charge it and then not have the camera on.
Yeah, that's fine.
that's fine.
Okay.
You have to. Well, I guess. Well, yeah.
I'll keep it in mind. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when it's like at 8%.
All
But
right.
don't go full quiet, otherwise we'll forget you exist.
It's okay.
Anyway, we've established Neville. Okay, cool. Anyway, back to the story. We've established that Neville is a mess. To quote one of my favorite TV shows, Community, it's like God spilled a person. Anyway, he
But
does.
dude, like, now that I'm watching it again, I
Yeah,
agree with you about Neville. That's who Neville has always been. But that other character, dog, the one who, like, there's a character you never know really if it's a guy or a lady.
Phineas.
What's his name?
Phineas, the explosions guy.
Yeah, the explosions guy.
Yes, yeah.
It's worse than Neville, though.
Dog.
Like it's like you ask yourself, you're like your parents are wasting school fees on you, dog.
Dog.
Like, you don't belong there.
Hand? Is it a hand-me-down one? Why is everything exploding? What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, buddy?
But they give him a moment in the final movie, though. They give him a moment.
No, all of them obviously got their
With the
Yeah.
bridge, where they're like, you know what, Phineas? We need you to destroy the bridge. Go do your thing, buddy. And he's like, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So he flips the class upside down, and he wrecks himself, and Hooch has to go get him away. So yeah, he leaves the picture with Mrs. Hooch. Now Harry and Malfoy have their rivalry, and this is the part where you really get to see Hermione's overpronouncing. Harry, you can't. It's like, Jesus. Anyway, but she's a kid. We can't be too mean.
But also, there's a scene before you get too far. Like I said, another Mandela effect is when she's teaching them to.
Isn't it Mandela and not Mandela?
Mandela, whoever.
Mandela sounds American. Now
I call them Mandela, but anyway.
Face in there. Yeah.
When they were basically calling their brooms to rise up or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a scene where she commends Harry for doing it with such conviction.
Yeah.
But the one that I saw today, it's like she just brushes it off, like nothing happened.
Even notice, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, even.
Hey, what movie did you watch, buddy?
Like I think when I was a kid, I probably watched an extended cut or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Either that or you're an alternate universe.
Yeah, man.
Doctor Strange. Anyway, yeah. McGonagall gives, yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyway, Malfoy tosses Neville's toy, and Harry catches it like a boss. McGonagall sees this, grabs him, and takes him to the...
Hey, I thought Harry was in trouble, hey?
Hey, dog! It was nice suspense. And instead of getting in trouble...
Now that I'm older, I understand. Like, when I was young, I used to be afraid of McGonagall. Like, I used to think like she was too strict, and she could get these kids expelled anytime.
Which is
But now that
funny.
I'm older, I'm like, she's very mature, actually.
These
Like,
kids were late to class. Yeah, you're right. Kids were late to class. She just kind of makes a joke out of it. She's mad about it, but then no points taken. They just get to sit down. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
With Trevor with the toad, she's not like get back and thing. She's just like, she just looks at him, waits for him to finish. And then, she's actually wonderful.
Yeah.
The strict face is what gets you, which is funny because when I was a kid, right, I learned the hard way that it's the quiet ones you need to be scared of.
Yes.
It's the soft voice. That's when you get harsh punishments. When the
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Just give me a... I'll be back just now.
All right, cool. Anyway, she gives Harry a job as a seeker. Harry freaks out because he doesn't even know what a seeker is. Not really. And then Hermione kind of helps him out by showing out that, no, it's in his blood. You know what I mean? You know, it's in the family blood of being a seeker. Cool. 1 hour in, the plot comes back, but it's just kind of visiting. As the stairs force them to participate in the plot. It's a cool moment where Hermione actually notices. If you look at the scene, right, you'll see Hermione notices, whereas the other guys are just like chilled. They don't even notice that the stairs are about to move. So I just thought that was really cool because it kind of shows that Hermione is like the smartest person there. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
I'm surprised she wasn't put in Ravenclaw.
Dude, I feel like there's been so many discussions about that, where it's like a lot of people discuss that Hermione should have been a Ravenclaw.
And Ron should have been Hufflepuff.
Well, movie Ron, definitely.
It just seems like this is Hermione's moment, basically. It's like this is her moment to shine because it's like bits and pieces just showing her how smart she is. Yes. Like when it's like she's the one that actually gets information about Harry's dad before even Harry figures out that his dad was the one that was a seeker before.
Yes.
You know, like
how would she even know that?
He learns from her.
Yeah.
That his dad was a seeker.
Yes.
You know,
and he even makes a note of it where he's like, she knows more about you than you know about your own mother. It's just a dick thing to say. Like if Ron had said that to me, I'd have called him a dick. But
it's also something that she says later on.
Yeah.
Which I'll bring up later on, but mention something else that is very crucial to the story, and Harry didn't even know that. It's like, okay.
They push on to see where it leads, only to end up in a bad area, and they end up getting stuck because if Crookshanks is Hermione's Krat, then Mrs. Norris, Finch and Mrs. Norris show up. So they get trapped. They have to run forwards, and they end up in front of
Norris.
Yes, and they end up in front of a full-on Cerberus. Cerberus being, of course, a three-headed dog in Greek mythology that guards the gates of hell.
Hades, right?
Yes. Yeah, Hades, hell, yeah. Hermione notices that the monster is actually a guard dog. It's Hermione that notices that. Repeatedly, we are reminded who these people are and why they do things.
Right.
Which, of course, makes me hate Rebel Moon even more. But let's not focus on that. I feel like we start doing more bad movies on our things because, bad movies can sometimes teach you as much as good movies can. Anyway, we get a glance at what Quidditch is. Turns out Harry is actually a great sportsman. Like, part of me almost thinks Harry should have been a bit more of a jock. But anyway. We get a levitation, 1 hour, 6 minutes in, we get a levitation lesson where things are more subtle. Before we get a bunch of lessons where we're getting up, where we're gearing up our list of spells. I actually love this because we set up character emotions as Ron is humiliated by Hermione. It's quick, but if you look at Ron's embarrassed face, looking at Ron's embarrassed face is very important. He lashes out, and he goes out of his way to hurt Hermione. Well, no, he doesn't know Hermione's there, but he hurts Hermione's feelings, and Hermione runs off crying.
This is the Wingardium Leviosa part, no?
Scene, yes. Yep.
But like I was listening to him say it, she's right. He was saying Wingardium Leviosa. That's what he was saying.
Yes.
Yep. Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Yep. But then when she nails, but you see his face. Like, watch that scene. Like, he's like this. Like, he's wrecked. Like, they wrecked him in that scene.
Right.
Like, you think it was like that scene where it was like, oh, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
The way he reacts. So, of course, he lashes out. Well, inadvertently to what's his name? Phineas. Anyway, we quickly jump, 108, we jump to supper, where there's no Hermione, and then Quirrell comes running in, and he's like, there's a troll! Don't you?
But you should know.
I had issues with that scene, actually. But I guess at the same time, it still makes sense why he would be the one doing that. Dude, you're a lecturer. Like, aren't you the one that's supposed to be protecting the kids? You know what I mean? And you're the one that comes in and warns everybody that there's a troll and then you faint. Obviously, the kids will panic because you're supposed to be protecting them. But you're the one that's panicking more than they are.
Right, and needs to defend against the dark arts, which makes it even more suspicious.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So, but I guess because he was pretending to be such a scaredy cat already, it is convincing that he would be the one that's up in arms like that.
Exactly. It's like you had one job, and that one job was your job.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with that 100%. Anyway, the troll goes to the girls' bathroom, because of course it does, and it meets Hermione, and it attacks just straight up. It's like, that thing needs to die. And the lessons we just got end up coming back into action to sharp focus as Ron uses the spell with Hermione's help, making them all help each other. Kind of gives them a bonding moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we get to see a lot of reactions here. We see Snape's face. We see the Snape's leg. We see all these different things going on. We get close frame of his faces. Anyway, that ends, and we kind of lived with a mystery there. We cut to the next day. Harry's freaking because it's game day. Snape shows up, and Harry makes a deduction about Snape, and that he hurt his leg, that the dog may have bit him. So it's a little plot moment, and we blow right past it. It's Quidditch time. Cool. They're on the field, and we get a CGI battle. Personally, I loved it when it first came out, but now it's like, oh damn.
Did it age poorly?
Nigga, this thing aged like milk. These people look terrible right now, in my opinion. Like,
I'd say it's the troll scene that didn't age so good.
Really, I actually prefer the cold troll scene in my eyes.
Really?
To these guys with they look plastic. You know what I mean?
Is it? Maybe I didn't pay attention.
Maybe it's because of the human thing. Because we all know what humans are supposed to look like. So I feel like it an uncanny valley. A troll doesn't matter.
Even the moment where Neville was falling from the roof.
Yeah.
You could tell that that's animated.
Yes.
But it was not bad, in my opinion. But I do hear what you say.
When you see like the troll moving its head and Harry's like wacky inflatable arms.
I'm still here, but I'm charging my phone now.
Alright.
No problem.
Like I said, we need to do more bad movies because this is actually interesting because this is a moment. The Quidditch match is a moment of pure spectacle.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of character, though it isn't really a character moment, except maybe for Slytherin. Do you know what I mean?
So I guess you could say it's a. You could say this. J.K. Rowling was taking a break, or wanted viewers to take a break, because that was a lot of information that we had initially up until that point. So it's like, okay, let me,
Yeah, you could
break
say
it
that
down.
exactly. And it's also pure fun and games. Do you know what I mean? It's just pure
Yeah.
fun and games.
Mm.
Because nothing important happens here.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just them. We see Slytherins being the bad guys, as they just annihilate like 3 people. Like, try to see how harsh the Snape people are to take multiple people out. And then we see that Harry sees a snitch. And then we get a moment where the broom is bewitched. And we see Snape casting a spell. In terms of red herrings, we see reactions from Snape as his cloak is burned.
Yeah.
For some reason, Quirrell is there as well. We don't know why. And we get to see his reaction as well. We cut to Quirrell. Watching.
Because I remember when I was a kid, I was like, Snape, you dog.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Because obviously it's just.
Yeah.
What is he saying, dog?
Meanwhile, out here, Quirrell's not even blinking as well. And then you see when this thing goes on fire, we see Snape knocking Quirrell down by mistake. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's very sneaky. I love it. Anyway, yeah, that whole thing happens, and then Harry pulls off some slick moves and wins the match by catching the thing in his mouth, which ends up being relevant in the final. Get the kids talking to Hagrid, and it's plot time.
Right.
The fun and games period has ended, and we're now at the halfway point. The halfway point in this one is a high, because it ends with Harry having won his first Quidditch match, so it ends on a midpoint high.
Yes.
But there's still a mystery. Cool. Hagrid explains what the dog is. It's Fluffy, a dog that some guy gave him. Yeah.
Bro.
Yes, exactly. And then we get the iconic, I shouldn't have said that, line. And then we also find the name Nicholas Flamel, and it kind of ends on a cliffhanger. And then we jump to a new time period. It's the winter holidays now. We get our first look at Wizard's chess, which even Hermione hasn't seen before.
Right.
We see that Ron is actually good at something. We learn that Hermione is going home, Ron is staying. We get to hear about the brother. It's Christmas. Harry gets his first ever gift, an invisibility cloak, just in time to get into the restricted section of the library. That's a good plot convenience right there. We are now 1 hour, 30 minutes in, and we are still getting new locations, new magic. Just keeps coming in.
But it doesn't feel overwhelming for some reason. I think the way they...
It's a loop.
Yeah, it's a loop, yeah.
We're getting a loop.
It made it work.
Yes.
Because Quidditch in itself, it's a new concept. It's not like Quidditch exists in the world, like real Quidditch.
It's a loop that's been set up from the start. Magic, flip. Each time. History, loop. Lesson, loop, etc. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's a pattern and it works.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. They go to the restricted section. What's his face shows up. Harry has to run away, but he manages to catch Snape threatening Quirrell, confirming his inner biases about Snape. Stuck, Harry finds a room with nothing but a mirror in it. Fun question, is this really just a room, or maybe it's a room of requirement? Right, I mean, because what are the chances?
Room of requirement. Yeah, there's a lot of theories about that too.
It might be the room of requirement. I didn't even know there were theories, but anyway, that's cool actually. Yeah. Anyway,
you're onto something.
Harry walks up to the mirror and sees his parents. They're smiling down at him. Blown away, he runs to fetch Ron. Ron doesn't see what Harry sees. It lifts Harry up and only to drop him down as he realizes what's happening. Harry is so obsessed with the mirror to the point where Dumbledore has to show up to intervene.
Before you get there, I just want to say, I like that part where Ron is like, "Do you think the mirror shows us our future?" And Harry's like, "That's impossible because my parents are dead." I'm like, "Damn,
Yeah, damn.
beautiful."
You don't even get to see Ron's face being like, Jesus, man, don't darken the room.
It had to be on screen. I don't think we would have wanted to see that face either. Otherwise, we were gonna start crying. So.
Yep, absolutely. It's a wild scene if you think about it, but it's great setup for the device in the final scene. Winter ends. The Starks are dead. Hermione pushes the story forwards by finding out that Nicholas Flamel is the Philosopher's Stone. They confront Hagrid, who confirms the thoughts. Hagrid's been given a dragon. He's just won it. But things fall apart when Malfoy appears, having snitched, like Randall from Recess. Dog. McGonagall annihilates them by hitting them with detention and 150 points Gryffindor. That number is fucking wild.
Hey, dude.
We get the detention, we get the lost dragon. We find out that Hagrid's lost a dragon, and now we must go to the Dark Forest. 1 hour, 45 minutes in, we're in. It's another submission. A
Right.
dark one, as they look for a unicorn that's been hurt. In terms of story, in terms of storytelling, this is really, really late in the game. But it's still, like, for them to still be going on sub-adventures is late. Do you know what I mean? Like, It's almost surprising. But it works so well because there's been a flow and a loop that's been set up. And the stakes have been growing constantly. You know what I mean? Things have been getting darker and darker and darker.
But not too dark. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Nothing goes backwards. Nothing repeats itself. Do you know what I mean? And like, yeah. Harry and Malfoy find the unicorn that's being fed on, and he's saved by a centaur. The centaur says that creature was Voldemort himself, clinging onto life, and we get our next clue that connects multiple threads together here. Now, so many threads have been connected. Now we know what is being guarded. We know what is guarding it. We know who is guarding it. We know why it's important. We now know who wants it. We are drip fed clue after clue after clue after each solution is uncovered. Perfect mystery box stuff right there. It's year end, 1 hour, 50 minutes in. Harry's scar is on fire. He believes things are about to
It's on fire. Yes.
We see Hagrid and the clues finally come together for him. Now I feel like it's late, but I feel like this is the thing I gotta point out. We get a great moment to point out that Harry is what you call a blank slate character. The most famous example of this is, of course, Bella from the Twilight series. We also get a strong example of this from Nero from The Matrix.
Wait, how's Bella a blank character?
Huh?
How's Bella you said Bella from Twilight, right?
Yes.
How is she? You said it's what? A blank character?
Yes, a blank slate.
Oh, blank slate.
Yes.
Why do you say that about Bella?
Basically, the idea is you get characters who are defined, right? And then you get some characters who are deliberately undefined because that way you get to put your personality on them.
Right.
They become you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anyway, so there are also great examples of fish out of water characters. These two things are similar but different. One does not have to be the other. A great example of this would be Sam Witwicky from the Transformers franchise.
Right.
He's a fish out of water character without being a blank slate. Another clear example of this is Ichigo from Bleach. His character is very defined from the first episode of Bleach.
Right.
With him carelessly kicking a bunch of thugs in the face to protect a ghost shrine, to him looking after his sisters while Death battling his hyperactive dad, we know we gotta understand who he is. There are kind of rules to this though. Not really, but you can almost say there's a way to kind of separate them. A non-blank slate fish out of water is active in the story. And he makes decisions and the story moves based on a lot of those choices. The actions will have soft and hard consequences. For example, Ichigo choosing to risk his own life to help Rukia. Because remember, he could have gotten away. It was stuck, but then he comes.
It's fine. I'm not involved.
Exactly. And then don't forget, he also comes back to save the ghost as well. That ghost girl, because it turns out the Hollow is attacking the ghost girl in the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and he couldn't even do anything at that point. So these are like character moments. He could have left her and the ghost girl. Yeah, cool. Sam from the Transformers makes multiple choices, using the glasses as a school project, which leads to them finding the glasses, selling the glasses, selling the glass on eBay leads to the Decepticons finding him. Selecting Bumblebee, following Bumblebee when he runs away, giving the girl of his dreams a ride, getting back into the car when the call of adventure comes, choosing to stuff the cube in Megatron's stomach, standing up for the Autobots. Even if you hate this movie, you can't say Sam isn't an active character. Now let's talk about blank slate characters. Blank slate characters will make less choices, and their choices will be less consequential to the plot. But let you know, their choices will be a consequence of the plot, not a consequence of character. Do you know what I mean? Like Sam's choices are a consequence of who he is. He's a horny teenager. That's character. Do you know what I mean? So he picks up the girl. Do you know what I mean? Whereas blank slate characters will make characters based on plot. Do you know what I mean? They'll make plot-based decisions. For example, Sam wants the car, Sam wants the girl, Ichigo wants to help the ghost memory, Ichigo wants to help the girl, Ichigo wants to be in the front lines of any danger to protect everyone, most especially if it's a girl. Girls seem to have a lot in common here. Anyway, it takes a while for him to help Chad. Chad has to go through like 7 different things. But blank slate characters, Bella is moved to her father's area. It wasn't something she was eager for. And don't forget, when she gets to that school, all the kids approach her. Edward saves her. Wolf Guy approaches her. Harry Potter's the same. The letter to Hogwarts comes to him. He doesn't apply to Hogwarts. Hagrid has to go to him at the train station. No bus required. He is saved by Hermione. The troll is taken out by Ron. Hermione was the reason they even went to the troll. It's not a character moment. None of these are proper character. They're plot moments. Neo too. Neo makes about three choices. Take the red pill, stay in the car, save Morpheus. But those are like plot choices. Do you know what I mean? It's true. So he does get a little character, a little bit more than some of the other people, but his big character is being a rebel. Yes. And that's what makes him stand out enough for the story to start. But for the rest, he just enforces that he's a rebel. So unlike the others who get very little, he gets a little bit. Do you know what I mean? But not enough to like really define a 3D character. Yeah. These are not bad things, by the way. A blank slate character, as I said before, a blank slate character is someone that we fill in. You know what I mean? Yes. I'm Neo. You know what I mean? Whereas Ichigo is his own person, you don't say I'm Ichigo. You say I'm Neo. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of the idea. So it's something for writers to think about. Cool. Yeah, we become the character and we get pulled along the story because of it. The reason I mention this is this is a moment where Harry stands out as he puts things together about Hagrid and he forms an idea. And hating Snape are really the only character moments. Though I doubt this revelation can be called a character moment over a plot moment. Anyway, Hagrid lets them know about Fluffy's weakness, because of course he does. We rush to McGonagall and find out that Dumbledore is gone. Harry is still on Snape's ass, only for Snape to show up at that moment and say some ominous shit, which sets things off and kicks off the third act.
Is McGonagall like the vice principal or what?
I would say yes, and she's also the head of the Gryffindor. Yes, so she's the house captain, house head.
She's head of Gryffindor.
Yes. Okay. So first, anyway, we remember what you discussed before about Act 3. By the time you get to Act 3, most of the choices are being made. Yes. When Harry makes a move, choices are basically being made now. Now it's all about consequence. Do you know what I mean? Right. So cool. So Harry, all the choices have been made. It's go time. We are now in the final act. They make a move. but they are confronted by Neville Longbottom, who is rightfully pissed. The trio cost them
10 points, dog.
150 points. He's
Yeah,
rightfully pissed.
I'm not gonna allow you guys to cost us more points. I'll fight you even if I have to.
Dog. Man even did the fisticuffs. They put that nigga to sleep like a level 1 boss in a final stage.
Bro, Hermione was not playing there.
Dog!
Yeah, because he went out, eh?
I was like, it's nothing personal. Dog. Anyway, they find out the dog's already asleep. They're behind, scared. They're behind. They have to jump into the trap. They find themselves trapped. They have to jump into the trap door. Otherwise, they're screwed. They find themselves on a living plant that traps them. I feel this chapter is missing something because the plant is taken care of, but we don't really understand how Hermione already knew about it. But anyway, maybe that's the book. I feel like they cut something there. Anyway, they move on to the next room. Harry Potter. It's a Harry Potter room. A room with a room that Harry has to switch a key on. Get some actually cool CGI. And then before we cut out of that one, next thing we know, we're in the Ron room. Sorry, it's like been a 4-hour video, so I'm trying to speed things through.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost 1 o'clock, so.
Yeah. We're playing Wizard's Chess, where either the guy who casts the spell is trash at chess, or Ron is just outstandingly good. I can never tell.
Look, there's 2 things that I noticed when I was watching it. One is he was the only one that was able to identify what kind of dragon that was.
Yeah.
And then 2, this is the moment where he's like, I'm in charge now because we're playing chess and I know chess better than both of y'all.
Yeah.
I think it was legit. I think it was legit.
Yeah, and from the 3rd movie onwards, all of this would be given to Hermione. Do you know what I mean? All of this kind of stuff would be given to Hermione. Who would know the name of a dragon? Hermione. Do you know what I mean? Who would
call her Hermione?
He
Yes.
called him Hermione, yeah.
I can't help it. I read it before I heard it. Let's put it like that.
That's okay. It's kind of like me saying Kill Bill. I can't say Kill and Bill together. It's always Kill Bill for me.
Oh, Bill.
One of those things where, yeah, I can't say aluminium. I always say aluminium most of the time.
Aluminium.
If you're from the States and you're watching this, we're talking about aluminum. You guys call it aluminum. I don't know why you call it aluminum, but it's aluminum.
How do you pronounce vibranium?
It's vibranium.
Vibranium, that one's an easy one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It doesn't have the combination of letters.
And titanium?
Yeah, no, I can say that one. Boob shape, no. Titanium. Ron decides, fuck it, I'll stop here. Me and Hermione can chill here. Harry, you go for it, buddy. You're on your own.
That was nice, though.
It gave me Goku flashbacks. Where Goku's like, Gohan, you're on your own, buddy. I believe in you.
Look, this movie does have anime vibes to it.
Yeah, definitely. You know, all I'm saying is thanks to Jujutsu Kaisen has ruined things for me. Because now whenever someone's like, no, dude, it's up to you. I get Jujutsu Kaisen vibes. Nah, you gotta jump him.
Yeah.
All 3 of you guys need to come together and jump this nigga.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Hermione stays with Ron, leaving Harry alone. He's there alone. We get our final unveiling. It's Professor Quirrell. We find out that Snape actually tried to help. We see the mirror again. We see all these unveilings that kind of come together. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Because he realizes that he had the Philosopher's Stone in his hand.
Oh,
Doesn't
yes.
know how he got there.
Yes,
But that it's there.
exactly. Get all the clues and the setups coming out, and then a voice tells Quirrell to bring Harry. Harry faces the mirror and gets the stone. Yes, exactly. The last thing he wanted. Considering the situation, yeah, I don't want to get the stone. But anyway, Voldemort shows up, ironically, with a nose.
Yeah.
If you know,
And not Ray Fiennes at all.
Yep.
I was
Yeah.
kind of disappointed about that. I was hoping they would stick with the same actor throughout the franchise.
You
Well,
think
from the beginning.
But I mean, the same thing happened to Thanos, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
They should have started with
It may have been the animation style that they changed. No, you're right. When he sits on his throne.
yes. Even though it does look a lot, I think they did a good job in converting the face to Thanos. But yeah. Anyway, Voldemort shows up. Yeah, anyway, yeah. He knows what's in Harry's pocket. Voldemort offers the world, but Harry calls bullshit. So Quirrell decides to choke a bitch. This backfires as Harry turns to ash, as his hand turns to ash on Harry's touch.
I thought
So-
there was some sort of Pokemon reference happening. Harry turns to ash.
You know, for me, it's those kind of moments where I feel like you could have performed any spell to get rid of this guy. Why did you go for strangling?
I know, right? Just the
He
time.
doesn't. Oh, are you talking about from Quirrell's side?
Yeah.
Yep. And then
Because he knows that he's the chosen one. Because it's because he knows if he kills him, he can't because a part of him is still in Harry.
But
He's
didn't
going to kill a part of himself, and if he tries to
Voldemort
defeat
doesn't know about the Horcrux.
didn't Voldemort say that he must kill?
Horcruxes on purpose. Huh?
Didn't Voldemort say he must kill Harry?
Yes, kill him.
Yeah.
Yes. Because remember, I know what Robzy is saying is
Robzy.
yes. You're
I
rapping.
love that. That's such a cool nickname. Let's keep it.
Yes, what
Robzy.
he's saying is
I'll call you Robster.
oh thanks, like the lobster from Squidward. Wonderful. From SpongeBob.
The days of Burn.
Right,
No,
right.
there's Rob Byrne, the guy that does the traffic on the SABC. The day he watches this podcast, it's gonna be like, oh wow, you guys came up with my nickname. It's okay.
But anyway, what she's saying is the Horcrux, right? That Harry's a Horcrux, but that Voldemort doesn't know that because remember he makes exactly 7 Horcruxes, and he doesn't know that there's a secret 8th one.
Mm.
It turns out that 7 is a special number. I think biblically 7's a special number too. I'm not sure. Anyway, but yeah, he doesn't know about that. There's no reason why Quirrell decides to do that. Anyway, after Quirrell finds out that if he touches Harry, his hand burns off, he decides he's going to, instead of using a wand, he's going to attack Harry face first. He's just going to use his face to beat Harry up, I guess.
That is smart.
Yep, turns out that doesn't work. So Harry just grabs his face, and then, yeah, that kills him. Who'd have guessed? Yeah.
You
And
know, when I was young, that scene felt a lot longer than it did when I watched it today.
Kid, yeah, right.
It's like you're the big bad for this first movie. Like you would think that the fight would last a bit longer, but I
Yeah.
guess it's also a children's book at the end
Yes.
of the day.
Exactly, and it's so thin. Did you see how thin Robin's book, Rob Easy's book was? That was shocking.
I think Azkaban is the thinnest, though. Is it not? I think Azkaban is like half of that.
Really?
Hmm.
I know is Order of the
It's a bit
Phoenix
thicker.
is like
This
this
is the thinnest book.
and like this.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's thinner than I thought. Azkaban was the thinnest.
Must I bring out my others? I don't mind.
Bring out the others.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, it's just I don't have Order of the Phoenix though.
Oh,
It's fine.
that's the biggest one.
Yeah,
I'm
because
gonna
I think
get up again. It's
I
too
think she
much
wanted-
effort.
she wanted
The blanket.
to prove a point with that one.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
She definitely wanted to prove a point because I think she was, if I remember correctly, I think they were accusing her of having a creative block because she took a break during before Azkaban, she took a break.
Oh.
So when she came back with Azkaban, obviously she proved them wrong, but it was still thin.
She came back with Caps Lock Harry. Oh no, with Azkaban, sorry.
Yeah, Azkaban was still good. Then, yeah,
Really?
came back with
Break
Caps.
up the book too.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming.
But it makes sense, man. I mean, writing a book is no joke, dog.
Yeah, I've written 10, dude. I understand.
Yeah, well, it's not a joke. Coming up with a character from scratch is a nightmare.
Oh, what?
Like fleshing out the character that you created from scratch. Oh, it's not easy.
Do you want to see my 600 pages?
You see what I mean? You're proving my point.
Dog, do you know what I find hard? Check this out. Mapping. Okay, wait. Can you guys see it?
You might have to zoom out a bit more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So like, and then like, and then like, and then like, and then
Wait,
like.
did you draw those?
Yeah. And then like, and
That's
then
so
like,
cool.
and like.
Is this like for the same
Nice.
story or?
Yeah, this is all the same book. Yeah.
Jeez, bro.
And like, there's this one which is like a timeline. You can't see it properly there, but it's like every single year with everyone's birth dates, and it's like for like 100 years. Oh, look at those thick, meaty boys. Look at that. That looks yummy.
Okay. So I'm back. Okay. So this is Philosopher's Stone.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if I can. This is Chamber of Secrets.
Mm-hmm. They look like they're the same.
This is Prisoner of Azkaban. So this is the different cover
Oh,
I was mentioning.
I think it's bigger, yeah.
So it gets bigger.
Wait,
This one was.
can you zoom out a bit?
Said,
Can you put them side by side like you did, but just zoom out a
So
bit?
this is
think that's what she said.
222 pages. Then Chamber of Secrets is 200 and let's say 251, but there's some ads at the end.
Okay.
Oh.
Then for Prisoner of Azkaban, it's about 317 pages.
Okay.
Then we've got
Close. And there's
This one.
Fire. It's just
Yeah.
a shit ton of pages.
But it makes sense that Goblet of Fire would actually be the biggest or one of the biggest. Because if you
Then we got Order of the Phoenix. Then we got Whole Blood Prince. And then we've got the Deathly Hallows that was split into 2 films. So it's interesting that Order of the Phoenix wasn't split into 2 films because that's the thickest one of all of them. And then I have this game.
some of the worst games of all time. Yes.
No. And look. I have receipts. It was purchased at Brooklyn in 2010 on Halloween.
How much?
Oh.
150 rand, but it's like 147.37 total, 168 rand.
Wow.
Now it's rounded off. It has to be rounded off.
So how many movies are in there?
No, it's games.
Games.
Oh, games. Sorry.
Oh, so it's all Hot Blood Prince. So I'm just messing
remember
with
the
those.
first 2 games are 3 books in one, right? There's multiple books in one, right? If I'm correct, I could be wrong.
Seems like it.
Not one.
This is Philosopher's Stone. This is Chamber of Secrets.
Okay, so it is one.
Prisoner of Azkaban. Goblets. Order. Order's my favorite game. This one was very, very good because it's open world and it's got a blueprint map of Hogwarts. Like it's accurate.
Oh.
It is so good. I would recommend that for any Harry Potter fan. The rest are shit. And they're so funny because Ron screams like a girl in the 3rd game. He's got this high-pitched squeaky voice. Basically like the movie.
I agree with you there. They are bad. They are bad.
Sure, guys. It's almost half past 1.
Yeah, it's almost time. Let's do this. Okay. 2 hours, 15 minutes in. Dumble. Yeah, cool. Anyway, the ghost of Voldemort knocks Harry out as he escapes, and Harry wakes up in the hospital. Dumbledore shows up, and one of my favorite lines of all time happens. He says, "What happened between you and Quirrell is a complete secret. Therefore, the whole school
The
knows."
whole school knows.
That's bars. That's a quick exposition. We find out that Ron is okay, Hermione's okay, the stone is destroyed. Flamel will eventually die. How Harry got the stone is that he wanted the stone but could never use it. We also find out that the power of the sacrificial spell that his mother used is what saved his life. This will, of course, be explained in a lot more detail later.
Okay, yeah, he got it because he would not need to use it, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
He wanted it but didn't want to use it, could get
Yeah.
it. Yes.
He wanted it to protect, I guess, everybody else from it landing in the wrong hand. That's it.
And then the hospital scene ends with a vital question. Why would anyone ever buy every flavor beans? Fucking why? Why would you ever do that to yourself?
Jelly bellies,
Earwax.
hello.
Earwax, because he says once the
Yeah,
vomit.
but we get sour milk.
Yes.
Oh.
It's like once they started introducing the vomit one, is like that's why I stopped.
Yeah, he's like, my last one was a vomit flavored one. And after that, I was like, yeah, earwax. That is funny as fuck. Anyway, 2 hours, 17 minutes in, we get our finally assembly/dinner. It's house cup time. And the hilarious meme that has lasted over 10 years is all because of this scene. If anyone doesn't know, it's basically whenever someone's like, yeah, Dumbledore waking up in bed. 10 points for the Gryffindor. But anyway, as Dumbledore hands the cup to Gryffindor, yeah, the memes are all funny. But I've always thought this scene was awesome when I was a kid. After all, we're basically saying that, because if Dumbledore doesn't win, we're basically saying that it's their fault for fucking over Dumbledore, which would affect them as kids. So he gives the points back, if you actually think about it, because they actually get, it's 50 points, 60 points, 10 points.
Mhm.
So he basically gives all the points that they lost for going to the Dark Forest.
Yes.
Those points back, but it gives an extra 10 for Harry and an extra 10 for Neville.
Yes.
And at the end, that makes Neville, the school joke, the final star of the movie.
Yes.
It's a joke this whole time, and then they make him the star of the movie. So
Yes.
that's a little callback there. I thought that was actually surprisingly sweet.
He was even surprised, like.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I'm not trash for once. So yeah, that was cool. Then we get the final scene, ending with Hagrid and Harry as it started. Do you know what I mean? It started with Hagrid and Harry, and it ends with Hagrid and Harry.
Yeah.
And the important line of home, and this is not really his home. I'm not going home, not really. Hogwarts is my true home, kind of thing. Kind of ends the whole movie. This is a great children's movie, taking up 2.5 hours. I can't imagine kids staying seated for that length of time.
Yeah.
This movie does a fantastic job in squeezing an entire mystery novel into a movie. The score is masterful, the pacing balanced well, the cast is beyond amazing. Maybe not the kids, but the rest is incredible. The writing stays focused, doing its best to cut almost nothing out and keep things from getting distracted. And it comes together as a great start to a great series, to a solid 7 out of 10 as a movie in general, but an 8.5 out of 10 as a kids movie, because I believe it achieved all its goals as a film.
Yeah. You won't believe, but I'm giving it a 9. I know the reason I'm saying you won't believe is sometimes it feels like when Robs gives a score, I give like a point, like an extra point over that one. But you've nailed it. Look, there's a lot of information in this first movie because you get introduced to the school, the teachers, the magic, the villains. Like we know so much about so many things, but it didn't feel overwhelming,
Yeah.
Like
Also cool. It's like you can consider first movie a Christmas movie, like Die Hard.
all that. Yes, that's true. It is a Christmas movie, isn't it?
It feels like one, man. With the whole family element, the whimsical music. Oh, they even have a Christmas present. They even have a Christmas in it. It is whimsical. It is beautiful. Definitely.
And the score helps.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my reasoning. Like it's amazing. It's an amazing first film of a franchise.
Yeah.
And like I said, it made $1 billion off 100 million. Great. What a start.
Exactly.
Robin, what do you think? What's your
So 9 out of 10, I think so, or 9.5 out of 10. But that would go for like, I don't know. I would give high ratings to these kinds of franchises, including like Star Wars and the Avengers. Like they're all favorites. Yes, it's a great start towards the saga because it goes very light and then it gets a lot darker as we go along. It's really interesting because I once saw an image. Someone took like frame by frames, but in a color like coordination thing or color coded. And like all the frames, it would go light and then it would go dark and then it would go white because of the ending. But you can tell that it gets darker, including the title screen for Warner Bros. It gets darker and darker for each
in this
one.
it was clear gold.
Yes.
In the later ones,
just to mislead us. We think, oh, family friendly movie. There's no dark connotation at all. And then you have my angsty friends that their favorite movie is the 6th one, the Half-Blood Prince, because you learn a lot about Snape. And Draco, he goes completely dark then. So it's each movie has its own little flavors, and it's so enjoyable and tasteful, and I love it. It's fantastic. The music's great. The cinematography is good. The actors were well chosen. Bravo! Like I think they all acted well. It's just their first gig, kind of, with the kids. But it's so nice to see them grow up, and it's like they're your own friends you grew up with at school.
Yeah, absolutely. Your family.
Yes, exactly.
Is there anything else you guys want to say before we shut it down?
In terms of the movie or just in general?
In general.
All right. Well, I would love some sales, but yeah, I'm again glad we did this movie. I hope we can do some more types of movies, different types of ranges. Hey, Robin, we should give you a chance to pick a movie as well at some point.
Lord of the Rings Extended Edition.
Oh my God, I would have to start that one over the course of
Fellowship of the Ring? Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I actually wanted to ask you guys if you've tackled those yet.
No, not yet.
I'll choose a movie for sure. It's either gonna be Tropic Thunder or The Producers.
Oh,
nice. But didn't you
nice.
choose Aladdin already? Or are we doing that?
Or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah, we should do Aladdin sometime. Yes.
Okay.
Let's do
All right,
that.
well, we'll keep. Well, yeah. You tell us which one when the time comes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I never know when that is. Rob still just messages me out of the blue, going, "Hey, yo."
No, Rob will let us know then.
Yeah.
I should also get your contact details so
Yeah,
I can.
please. Because he asked me earlier on whether I have yours. I'm like, nope. He's like,
I don't think we do.
Yeah, because I'm
It'll
bad
help a lot.
people. I'm bad at notifying people. Like I didn't even tell them.
No,
I was like,
it's okay.
Robin, we're doing Harry Potter. And then like this afternoon, I was like, it's the first Harry Potter.
I figured. I
One.
was like, yeah, probably.
But
Wait,
yeah,
let's
man,
relate.
Yeah.
thanks
Let's
for
relate.
joining us. Even though it was last minute, we appreciate you. We appreciate your time.
Yeah.
The fact that you're even recording with us at 1:30 a.m. It's
Yes.
crazy.
Our latest recording ever. Yeah.
Yeah, this is our latest, and I'm going to work. It's
Really?
crazy.
That's why I got to get you out of here.
Yeah. But
Aw.
guys, thank you so much for watching. Please let us know your favorite characters from this film. Do you agree with our rating? Please let us know. What is your favorite part about this movie? Is it in the beginning with the Dudleys, or is it with Harry and Hagrid? Is it with Harry and his two best friends? the schools. Just let us know. Who's the worst character, who's the best character, who's the villain, who's your favorite villain, or your antagonist, or your rival. Do you like Malfoy more than you like the ultimate villain? Let us know. Your favorite spell. Which school do you think you belong to? All those things. But yeah, from myself, Mr. Extrodin, Lady Robzy, and the author of Jin's War, Rob Sibeko, we are out.
Woo.
Bye.
Ah.